A wise philosopher once said, "Nobody's perfect. I've got to work it again and again until I get it right." And they were right. Nobody is perfect. But you can get the suit that is perfect for you at Indochino. Whether it's a cut, the material, or the colors, you will absolutely look perf. I picked up a pair of olive chinos that fit me. I was able to take all the measurements at home and upload them online to Indochino's website, and then boom, a pair of chinos made for ya boy. I wear these bad boys on errands or when I need to look a little fancier than normal. Chinos, pretty much good for all the timos. Yeah. Y'all can get more than just pants though. Shirts or full-on suits that start at $449. You can customize so much from the fabric, the colors, and even down to the deets like linings and monograms. And yo, Indochino is constantly updating their looks, and you gotta take a gander at their fall collection because y'all, these suits poppin'. Design your perfect suit with Indochino. To get $50 off any purchase of $399 or more, use promo code BOMB at Indochino.com. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code BOMB. Man, these chinos look good. Look at that suit. Ooh. What's good, y'all? The holidays are fast approaching, and I mean all of them. And I gotta make sure your boy is looking fresh and sharp all the time. Thankfully, I can continue to look sharp because of the lovely razors from Harry's. With Harry's, I'm getting a high quality shave each time for a very affordable price. These blades stay sharp on ya, but if you need refills, they can come delivered straight to your door as frequently as you need them. I'm not normally a fan of shave gels, but the foaming shave gel that Harry sends you has me smelling mighty fine. Also, a little bit does go a long way with the gel, so that's actually pretty neat. It's economical. Right now, you can get Harry's starter set for just $3. Plus, you'll get a free travel size body wash. The set includes a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. A $16 value for just $3. Just visit harrys.com/bomb. If you are at all unhappy, you can hit up Harry's because they've got the highest customer satisfaction in the shaving industry because they're still offering their razor set at a no-risk trial. You don't like your shave? It's on them. No matter how busy things get, stay fresh with Harry's. Get your Harry starter set today and you'll get a free travel size body wash. Just go to harrys.com/bomb. That's harrys.com/bomb. Whew. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday, and welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 757. Today is September 27th, 2022. I guess happy birthday to Google. They have never wished me happy birthday at all, so I'm gonna rescind that. I'm not wishing them happy birthday. Wow. I refuse. You know,
strict but fair.
Who has always wished me a happy birthday, actually, is Ukulele Underground. It was a website that I signed up for in high school to learn how to play the ukulele. And without fail, they have sent me happy birthday messages every single year since 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
The engineer of that site that set that up was like, man, I'm so proud of this. This is going to be, I learned how to do this in my coding class. So people give me their birthday. I send them my email. It's going to be good. And he probably forgot about it. And yet still his work paying dividends.
100%.
Meaningful to you.
Exactly. So that's why I have assembled an ukulele quartet to play for us today, starring myself, Jan Ochoa, manning the baritone ukulele, Jeff Grubb.
How do I make a baritone ukulele sound? What are you doing to me here, Jan?
It's just like a lower ukulele sound. So it's instead of bum 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 bum, it's like
down here.
Bum 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 bum.
All right.
Manning the ukulele with the steel strings, Jeff Bakalar.
That's right. I got calluses on my fingers. I'm an experienced player.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right. And our special guest ukulelist today, Nikki Grayson.
Hey, yo. I have a ukulele. It's just not in this room.
I also have a ukulele. It's also not in this room. Maybe we should get it later.
We should. Yeah, we'll get them during the next break, and then we'll serenade the chat. Well,
Exactly.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Nikki, you're one of my favorite people on the internet and in real life.
Wow.
Despite,
Thank you.
I don't think we met in real life?
I think we've met one time.
One time.
But it was relatively in passing because y'all were working very hard when we met.
Nonsense.
Because it was E3
Oh.
19.
19? Was that the
last one.
The
Yeah,
last one.
That was the last one.
Was that the Keanu Reeves one? No.
Yeah.
That was also the Keanu Reeves one, yeah.
Should have been, yeah.
Damn.
That's the biggest thing that happened at that.
But Nikki, you and I have been on
Backyard,
streams.
name one other thing that happened at that E3. I can't. I really don't know if I can. Yeah,
Oh,
I think you're right.
The statement was factual. It is also hilarious, is what I'm getting at. Yeah. That's that.
There we go.
That was the one where they had a Borderlands game that was already out on the floor that people waited 4 hours.
the
That's
best.
every show. Right? That's every show, man.
Yeah.
Borderlands just like always going to be at these shows where their game's out, coming out. They don't care.
They'll put
Brady Pitchford
Borderlands
just loves
2
to
out
spend
there
money.
next show.
Yeah.
Nikki, some stuff has popped off on the internet. If folks are
Yeah.
unaware, why don't you give the folks a quick brief on who you are?
I used to be the brand editor for the website fanbyte.com. It was a video. Well, you can still go there. It's just run by ghosts. Games and culture website. We did a lot of stuff. We had a bunch of podcasts, did a bunch of streams. Best guides in the biz. It was a good website that Tencent decided no, not anymore. Sorry, and then they laid off 90% of us on last Thursday. So nope, not even last Thursday. 2 Thursdays ago. Y'all know how fucked up it is to not have a job. You like wake up in the morning the day after you get fired and you're like, oh, it's like a day. It's like, school's out, baby. And then the Monday rolls around and then you're like, oh, it's like this every day.
Here's the thing. Like, you need a job to eat food. And eating food, super important. It's super important to be able to eat food. And it's wild that you got to have the job to eat food, like just to live. But you do. And so I feel stressed about having a job all the time, Nikki. So I'm like, just thinking like, are you okay, man? Hey, you okay? You okay? What's up?
I'm good. I'm all right. I'm waiting for that severance check to hit, you know? Just wait, please, HR. And whenever you're ready, you have my address. But yeah, I think it'll be okay. I'm mostly using this as the impetus to like move on from this phase of my life. I'll be moving back to LA sometime before the end of the year. I'm just like, the world is telling me it's time to make a step, and it just did it in the wildest way possible.
Jesus Christ.
By having your friends disappear from Slack in the middle of the day. Yeah.
One by one, like in The Leftovers. It's a nightmare.
Well, Nikki, I'm glad.
Although, to be fair, better than The Leftovers. Or I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Left Behind. I'm thinking of Left Behind, the Nick Cage movie. Better than the Nick Cage Left Behind movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nikki, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that you could be on the Bombcast. Anyone would be very fortunate to swoop up Nikki. I believe there used to be a plus to your title before.
I was brand editor plus. I put that in because I wanted to see if HR would do it, and then they didn't. But informally, I had the plus sign in there. So brand editor plus.
Was there any like? Did you go up in the chain of command?
Why? So when I got a promotion from social media specialist to social editor, and then I got a pay bump while I was social editor. And I was like, but the title doesn't change, right? And John was like, no, the title doesn't change. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put a plus at the end of it to signify that I'm being paid more. It's my job, but more. And then when I became brand editor, I just kept the plus.
Sure.
Bacalar, can we start adding like exclamation marks to our titles?
Yeah, you can't be a hashtag or an @ sign. Anything else?
Right, yeah.
Go nuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Code can't handle that. Absolutely.
Could I be
You
senior?
fuck up the back end. Yeah.
Could I be senior producer ?
Yeah. Although I don't know if that's going to carry the same amount of weight that you're going for.
What
It's
if you
so
put
indecisive.
what if you put the
He
question
does
mark
want to be
in
mysterious,
between?
though, right? I think that really lends to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nikki, you had a suggestion as well.
Yeah, just put the question mark in between, so it's senior producer.
Oh, okay. Because
Okay.
that's a question and an answer in one
Yeah.
title. So
Right.
I think that would fly. Or do ++, and it'll just be like your second time around. You know. That'd be fine too.
Okay. Like I completed the battle pass and everything.
Yeah.
I prestige.
Yes. Like you did this job already. Do it again. That kind of
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. There's something else I like, and Nikki, I'm just going to give you a formal invitation now. To if you still have free time next week and you want to pop by, see some hooligans, because I would like to take this time to formally announce, everyone, that next week the Giant Bomb staff is getting together in person. That's right, all of the Giant Bomb staff getting together in person for the Great Giant Bombathon Live.
Whoa.
There we go. That's a fancy graphic made by our own sweet little art boy, Justin Vachon. I'm going to put this over there now. You live over there. I don't want to obscure Nikki's beautiful face.
Look at that font work.
Hey, next week? That's really soon.
Yes,
I gotta start packing. We have to do a 3-hour podcast? Oh, shit.
we have to do another 3-hour podcast the Monday before we leave because we won't.
Just promise 2 hours, maybe.
Maybe just an hour. Maybe just an hour.
Maybe a 35-minute podcast. We just say,
who knows?
just
Who
say
can
what
say?
you're up to and what time your flight arrives, and then just put that on the feed.
Nikki, that was one of my favorite things about Channel F. It was a very brief podcast. It got in and out.
Got
and
in
just,
and out.
There we go. I learned about games and people I follow on the internet. The Great Giant Bombathon Live. We're going to be doing this live. We'll be rolling, and fingers crossed with the internet situation, we get everything going. I'm praying to the production gods. We will be rolling Wednesday from 12 noon Eastern time till God knows how long.
Not even God knows. Not even fucking
Until
God
Mr.
knows.
Colbert comes and kicks you out.
Exactly. We are
He's taking
taking
the week off for Rosh Hashanah, right? So
the whole week off. Yes.
we can't rely on God.
Him, Jimmy,
Correct.
Michael Heim. If you're in New York, I guess you could come through. I mean, I'm not going to pay for your ticket or anything.
If Michael starts
yeah.
walking now, he'll be here by the time the stream starts.
Yes, that's true. And we have loose plans for friends of the site to pop over. Perhaps some friends that are local to the New York area.
Sure.
Yeah. And, we will try and do as much as possible there. Fun times will be abound. But next Wednesday, folks, tune in to the Twitch channel there, twitch.tv/giantbomb. If you're watching this, listening to this, you probably already follow, but go and follow and everything all over there, folks. Yes, stuff will be abound. Who knows what we'll get up to? Like Bacalar said, God doesn't know. Neither does the devil. This is going to be a fun time regardless. I'm just really potentially pooping my pants that the internet will hold up and that stuff will be situated.
Big same. Yeah, sure.
If only there was a hotel that ran Ethernet and had high-speed internet in the hotel.
No, we
there's
can't.
no such
Sorry,
thing.
we can't guarantee that those things. We have Wi-Fi. Is that okay?
No, Nikki, it's not. Is there another solution you have? Because
no. Let me call our IT guy, and he'll get back to you in 5 to 6 days. Is that all right?
Perfect.
He doesn't.
That'll
come
be
in
after we leave. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we'll just run that. That sounds great.
Yes, that sounds great. 3G is not okay. I need at least 7G.
We need 2 more of those G's. Let's be honest. That's the biggest hurdle in this entire project. But shouts out to Jan for just taking the burden on his own shoulders.
Yes,
And
you know,
going to
agreeing
dinner
to be-
one of those nights. I think he's gonna be setting stuff
That's-
up, and I'm gonna feel real guilty. But that food's gonna be real tasty.
Yeah,
I'm just
to be pretty
excited
Jan,
we're gonna-
It is. Oh, sorry.
No.
I was
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it is an unbelievable. Having asked the same "Do you have Ethernet?" question to a hotel, and then receiving is like it's uniquely discouraging. So
Yes.
I'm extremely proud of Jan for doing the work. 'Cause it's hard.
Totally.
I'm also still trying to consider whether or not I want to just bring one of these computers as my carry-on instead of clothing.
No, don't do that. You know the drill.
I want to make sure it's good though, Bacalar.
I got like a
you bring
compact
it on the
NZXT,
plane.
like thing. I could bring a PC that's like gonna fit in my carry-on.
Get yourself a Pelican case. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Copy.
Put all the styrofoam cardboard peanuts in the world inside, right?
I love
And then
peanuts.
just wrap up that 3080 or whatever the fuck it is. Send it on over to Brooklyn.
Can I expense a Pelican case?
Yes.
Can
All
I
right.
expense a Pelican case?
No.
Damn it! I was so
Nice
close.
try though, Nikki. That was real close. That was real close.
He thought about it. Bacalar thought about
Yeah.
it. You could see the
Damn,
wheels
That
turning.
yes almost came out. I heard it.
You could interpret my answer in 2 different ways. Is what we've learned. So
Yes, October 5th, next week. Jesus Christ, that's next week. Oh my God.
yeah, I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
It's very close. I'm very excited and nervous and just more excited than nervous. I am just hoping the weather cooperates because if it's hot in Brooklyn, I'm going to be upset. Okay, I just need to put that out
Wait,
there.
it gets
Just a
hot.
hotel room. Like you set the 60.
No,
you
but
don't
we're
even think
gonna
about it.
we'll be out and about a little bit. We're gonna head into the city one day.
Sure.
I want it to be nice for everybody. That means no sweaties.
No.
I don't wanna be
It
sweating.
says the internet says 68 degrees.
that
I can
is
live with that.
perfect.
That's
Thank
too
you
hot
for
for
doing
me.
that, Nick.
That's too hot for me.
Oh boy.
Nikki
Here we
went
go.
to school where I live.
Yeah.
They know what the weather I'm used to here in the Bay Area. I constantly need sweaters and flannels.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to bring. Bacalar said to bring comfy shoes. I'm just going to bring the heaviest boots I own.
Okay, mistakes were made then, perhaps.
Yes.
I got a pair of Rockawares from a discount store, and I'm gonna wear those
Yeah.
exclusively. So
Oh, let's go wear sweatsuits. Let's all
the
go.
best
yeah.
part, the best part of this trip is that this freaking hurricane, which is just stalling its ass in Florida right now, because I don't know, it didn't know it doesn't need to spend time in Florida, but it's going to be like out of this area right before we all get there. Hopefully, I mean, who knows? It's a week away. The weather's imperfect. But
Who is
hopefully
perfect?
it clears.
You know?
Nobody.
Here's why I'm not worried.
Nobody.
I was in a meeting yesterday, and Dan Reichert took over planning of this thing in a way that, like, okay, if he's in charge, it's all just gonna somehow work out. It's just gonna fall into place.
Does the
and we're all
storm
gonna be
know who
fine.
Dan is?
Yeah,
Right?
that's
The storm
true.
knows who Dan is, and we're all, we'll stumble, but we're going to do a tuck and a roll, and we're suddenly going to be standing up, and everything's going to be perfectly set up.
Yeah,
So
checked in.
that's my
Yep.
full expectation of what's about to happen.
Ooh,
sense.
something that I did have to say at that meeting is that I did genuinely and earnestly check in with my doctor, and they told me, "No,
Yeah.
you idiot, do not eat 100 chicken nuggets in
Chan
one
and Chilla
sitting."
not medically cleared.
Not medically
what a-
cleared to participate.
Yeah, I'm not medically cleared to eat 100 chicken nuggets.
I'll
I
ask my
wish-
doctor
I
on
wish-
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get a second, third, and fourth opinion on that one. Also, I love like your doctor at home that night just being like, "You're not gonna believe what this fucking idiot asked me today." Who? Oh, this fucking kid. He fucking asked if he could have 100 nuggets and like wanted my advice on that. Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
this is definitely an ask forgiveness, not permission situation,
Yeah.
right? Like you just do it, and then when the doctor's telling you all the things that are wrong with you, you just say, "I'm sorry, please forgive me." And you
Yeah,
probably
I don't
won't.
know how I ate 100 nuggets. I don't know.
It was, I sat on them. It was weird.
So maybe I can do an unsanctioned match with some chicken nuggets, but only 50. You know?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, not approved by any fighting organization in this country for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
your doctor
we'll
would be
drive you
like,
to Canada real quick.
50's a whole other story. Why didn't you say so? 50, I mean, 50's an appetizer where I come from. Let's go.
I just Googled where the thing is I'd have to go get this thing for you, and I really wanted to do like a live stream of me going to get it, but yeah. Hey, oh well.
Oh, well.
50's not. Huh.
It's not that much more than 20,
I've
which is on
it's
the
not more
menu.
than 20. It's not
but
much
it's
more
also-
than 20.
It's also half. It's twice as less, right, than 100. So think about that,
it's
though.
not that much bigger, you know? Like,
Yeah.
100's a lot. Like, listen, 100 is
Right,
a lot.
you could listen. You could go to McDonald's through the drive-thru and order 20-piece chicken nugget, and there is a chance that they'll just put in on accident a second 20-piece chicken nugget,
Yeah.
and then you're at 40, and you
You're-
can just eat them, right?
It's just,
And
what's
then
another 10?
more?
Yeah. And then 10 more when you really think about it.
When you really think about it. Thank you,
Don't-
Bacalar.
right?
If
It's only
they're all
25% of the
if they're-
40. So let's go.
Right, and if they're all boot shaped, right, then the geometry on each nug relative to the size of your tummy, you might be able to
Mhm.
squeeze more in there because
Yeah,
they'll,
it's very
they'll fit together
Tetris-like,
like a
absolutely.
rectangle.
Wait, so that's right. Now, correct. I haven't had a McDonald's nugget in probably a decade at least. There's
Mhm.
two shapes, right? There's just like the round and then like the
The boot.
Tanuki suit Mario
Or
version.
the
like
kabuki,
that
you
little
mean the
green
kabuki
boot.
shoe?
That wasn't
Yeah,
yeah, that one. Yeah.
The kabuki,
That
There's-
one.
what is it?
There's
Karibo's
four.
shoe. Karibo's
It's
shoe.
like the
There we go.
frog one,
Karibo's
right?
shoe.
He's like a little frog boy, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one of them is called bone, which
What?
seems unsettling because it's a boneless chicken nugget. But the shapes are bone, bell, ball, and boot.
Well, I can't wait
Okay.
to be the belle of the ball. And chew through some bones and get to the bottom of this boot. Oh boy, let's talk about video games, huh?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh boy. You know what I didn't even think about? I should have checked with my optometrist instead because she is really nice.
Oh.
And still a medical doctor.
Yeah, you start that sentence with "you went to medical school, right?" and then just go right into it. You rush right into it. Don't give her a
Just be
chance
like-
to fully answer.
But Jen, you'll go blind. And then you'll be really upset.
Because when I first met her, she like was hiding in her office and she pops from behind the door and goes, "Yawn." And I was like,
Right.
it's actually Jan.
That sounds very nice.
And she's been trying to make it up to you ever since.
Exactly. So this is the homie hookup we can do here.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's like, you get a pass. Go crazy on the century nugget mark. Go nuts. Okay?
200.
This one's free. This one's
100
free.
for each eye.
I see 50-50 vision with chicken nuggets. Yep.
Excellent.
Speaking about kind of free for right now because it's in a beta, Jeff Backler, you've been playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta.
You know,
Or is this
Jan,
the
I
wrong
have.
Jeff? Is this the wrong Jeff?
No,
No, it's
I've
great,
been
Jeff.
playing it.
Although I played a
Okay.
little bit of it too.
Would you? Okay, so everyone knows. It's. I guess it's not a secret. I'm a bit of a Call of Duty multiplayer little freak, and I
We
only
respect
play
that.
it because, well, look, at the start of the pandemic, it was the way I kept in touch with my my dum friends, and you know, we kind of bounced off last year's game because, well, let's be honest, it wasn't very good, and
That'll do it.
that'll do it. And this one, the beta did like a weekend beta. This is Modern Warfare 2, and
2.
it's interesting.
Yes,
Look,
2.
it is. There's not that big of a deviation where you're sort of like, whoa, brand new game here. No. But it does feel tangibly evolved in a way that I think it feels almost like they're trying to make it a little bit more technical. I think time to kill might be sped up a little bit.
Okay.
I think there's
Yeah, so the combat is evolved.
Oh yeah, it's almost
Nope, wrong one.
yeah.
No?
Different. That's a different thing. That's a different.
Ah,
That's a different
Different
thing.
chief.
Nope.
But no, I'm into it. I actually did enjoy it. I played probably a good 6 hours of the beta, and I think the maps were really good on display. It's tough. It's tough to really wrap your head around it. I think the presentation wise, it's a lot of the same. They introduced a third person mode where there's like a bunch of.
Hold on. The game has been changed.
Well,
whoa, really?
You know.
Because the last one that I played that had third person mode was Black Ops 1 question mark. But I played so much Modern Warfare 2 1 in third person mode because that was unbelievably fun. So to hear that it's back might actually snag me.
Yeah, they had it offered in like the mosh pit version where it was just sort of like a shuffled mode depending on what you landed on. But I think I can see myself playing this in a way that. The last one we bounced off pretty quickly. There is a good amount of, kind of like they switched up a lot of the perk stuff. It's a little more streamlined, a little less in the weeds. Where, I think from an approachability standpoint, you go into these things and you're like, oh, I've got 4 loadouts of different perks that I need to figure out. They sort of coupled things in a way that I think is maybe a little easier. In terms of like the entry point. So again, like I said, it's always tough to really wrap your head around the whole thing in the beta, but I think it seems promising, which is always better than what the last game seemed like at this point in the cycle here. So
do you have any interest at all when the game is officially out in checking out the campaign?
You know what? I think I'm gonna avoid it, of course, but I will maybe come around to playing it if I hear things from people I respect. If someone, if I get that where it's like, oh, you should play this, hey, I think you would like the campaign. I'll check it out. But I will tell you, out of the gate, I'm not playing the campaign.
Do you play any Warzone, or just kind of the multiplayer? PvP.
Yeah, in the beginning, when Warzone came out, it was like a good 3-month period where I was all about it, and then I just think like the sort of like hallmarks of Warzone are too different for me and what I like about the multiplayer. And I just the whole like rinse and repeat of like looting and grabbing all the thing just to get shot right away, and you're like, awesome, let's get it back on the carousel and do this fucking circus again. It's just like I don't have time for that. It's much less satisfying. And then you win a couple times, you're like, wow, this is an amazing feeling of like 1 out of 83 times. Let's go back to multiplayer where I can fuck shit up at my old age and still hang with the kids. So that's my story.
Speaking about shooters with third-person modes, Nikki, you've been playing a small indie darling that has also taken over the Giant Bomb staff in a very unique way, Fortnite. Yeah.
I love indie games, It's so nice to see the little developer able to kind of put their foot down and say, I'm here to play a game. And Fortnite, I think this one might take off for Epic.
Good for them.
I think it might take off. Yeah, the new season started last week.
Yes.
Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah, or like a week and a half ago last week. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, I remember my life when I didn't know, but I could list every single change they made. I could tell you what weapons they vaulted and how I feel intimately about each weapon being vaulted or unvaulted. You can go Blobbo mode now, which is
I don't
great.
know what that means.
What? Yeah, okay, so they've got there's chrome across the map. This weird plant lady has invaded from the 0 point at the bottom of the map. And then you get the chrome grenade, right? You throw that on the ground and it turns you chrome and the ground, and you can also turn your dog or your pig chrome or your car. It's weird. When you sprint,
you turn into like a clay fighter, like when they're like actually go to clay mode. Yeah.
Yeah, or an Alex Mack.
Right, very Alex Mackey, yes.
A little puddle of mercury.
Yeah, so you just slide around, you swim really fast. The noise that it makes is incredible.
Is this just they just add Splatoon to Fortnite then?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
You can walk through walls if the walls are metal. If you're in Blobbo mode, you can walk through any wall.
Is it really called Blobbo mode?
No, but that's what I'm calling it because you're just a blob. You're just a little guy. You're just a little blob guy. And I think they should just put Alex Mack in the game, so then you can just go Blobbo mode as Alex Mack because it's thematically appropriate. Yep. And yeah, it's Fortnite is a good video game. Is my take.
Now is Fortnite something you're playing every day, Nikki, or is it you're just doing your weekly check-ins?
I'm mostly doing I play twice a week at least. To try to game the XP delivery system, because if you take a day or two off, then you get supercharged XP when you come back to try to make up for the lost time. So I'm power leveling basically through the battle pass if you take time away from it.
I like how you think that you're playing the system when the system is clearly
No. I have Tim Sweeney on lock. He'll never get me. The fact that I pay Tim Sweeney $12 a month to play Fortnite, a free-to-play game, means that I'm getting him.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh man, I made a mistake because I added V-Bucks to my account when I should have just done the Fortnite pass
crew.
thing.
That's how they get you.
Come on, join us.
Oh,
join the Fortnite crew. It's great over here. You get an emote. There's a secret
part
handshake.
Of a family?
Oh,
Yeah, you're part of a family. The meetings are great.
Yeah, it's like video game Olive Garden over here. It's great, man.
Yeah. And it's kind of like AARP too. If you go to if you take a cruise and show your Fortnite crew card, they let you work on the boat, which is pretty cool. But it's totally worth it to me.
Fantastic. Nikki, you've played Fortnite for quite a while, because I remember you played with Abby when she was still trying to get St. Vincent to play with her.
Yes.
Just for my own information, A, how many skins do you think you now own? And B, what is the best skin?
I probably own... I think I maybe own around 70 skins.
I didn't know there were that many.
Oh, there are so many. But the way I used to do it is I used to be like, oh, I'll only buy the ones that I think are objectively funny.
Okay.
That they're in the game. So they put Will Smith as Mike Lowry in the game at some point.
What?
And I was
Bad Boys?
For Bad Boys. And I was like, why would you do that? So I bought him. But then it was like, okay, but we put Ariana Grande in here. And it's like, okay, I gotta get Ariana Grande. John Cena's here now. Okay, I guess I gotta get John Cena. You can buy Ripley from Alien and Alien from Alien. Okay, I guess I gotta buy both of these. And then and then you end up with 70 skins.
Damn.
How much? What was the skin go for?
We can't
Don't
talk
do this.
about it.
So they're about $12 to $20.
Nope.
How much did you pay for Mike Lowry? Mike Lowry.
Oh, really? I mean,
Mike
listen,
Lowry.
he paid for the V-Bucks, so he just paid imaginary money for Mike Lowry.
Yeah, it's not real money. It's not real money.
V-Bucks.
Listen, for a while, Tencent was paying for it, but now I have to pay for it. So it's different.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Got it.
God, I want a Mike Lowry skin.
That's sick.
You
I
can
had
get
no
Timothy
idea they were
Chalamet.
doing... Really?
Wait.
He's in there. Yeah, when they put Heat Drive 88 mentioned, they put the Dune lads in there. So Zendaya's in there twice as Mary Jane and Zendaya from Dune.
Oh man.
How many weird actors playing roles strange character skins are there? That sounds pretty
40% of the roster.
Yeah.
I just want to get, some weird old Jeff Goldblum character from
that'd be too normal.
It'd be
They got-
That's when you get 5,000 Jeff Goldblum. That would rule.
It's like Chris Tucker as Ruby Rod from Fifth Element.
That would be number one.
Let's go. What are we waiting for?
They got El Chapulín Colorado, who is there's a Spanish language sitcom called El Chapulín Colorado, where he's a guy and he wears a red jumpsuit and yellow shorts, and it's just this TV show that was on for 6 years in the 70s, and that guy got a skin.
Okay.
What?
So, like, yeah, anything is possible if you believe.
Oh,
So Lotto
wow.
in chat says, as a Mexican, Chapulín, Colorado is, and then he did the Will Smith cum face. So
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
that's an endorsement if I've ever seen one.
There might be like 100 skins in this game.
I think it's over 100 if Nikki
Yeah.
owns 70.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
it did make like several $1 billion on accident. They have put some work into that.
The last thing I'll say about Fortnite is I just need people to tell me when Ariana Grande comes back, so I can work her into the rotation.
That was
Yeah,
a limited
absolutely.
Limited?
Yeah, she did
They're
a
all kinda
concert
limited.
last season, or no, sorry, last chapter. She did a concert, and you could buy her skin. But Ariana doesn't look right because her neck is really long because there are only a handful of character models onto which they paste all of the things. And Ariana Grande famously has a small neck.
Yes.
But in the
it's not
game,
Grande.
it's not Grande, it's Venti at most. But in the game Fortnite, she looks like a giraffe.
Okay.
So everyone calls her Long Ariana because she's really tall.
Weird Ariana
and
Grande,
long,
like Weird
yeah.
Mario. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Bigger Luke.
Bigger Luke. All right. Something that as far as to the best of my knowledge, I don't think Fortnite has added skateboarding yet. Have they had a skateboard in it?
Yeah, there is a skateboard. Well, it's a hoverboard, and there's a fully developed Tony Hawk pro skater trick system in it.
Ken, just don't even try next time. Don't even try to bring it to Tim Sweeney.
It was just supposed to be like a fun pivot to the next game we're talking about. But then
You tried to go to the hole, and Tim Sweeney jumped up and just denied you. He
I'm
denied
already
you.
here.
Yeah, Tim Sweeney jumped me, freaking denied me. Man, wow, gosh. Anyway, I've been playing a skating game called Session Skate Sim, and boy, howdy, is this a very, very difficult game to play.
Well, skateboarding's hard, Jan. I mean,
Skateboarding is hard.
very hard.
God. So if you've played the Skate series, this is very similar to those games, and it is not arcadey in a way that you can just pick up and play, similar to like a Tony Hawk game or a Crayola scooter game, those classics.
Yeah, the two games.
The two games. Session Skate Sim. God, I don't know how to begin describing it because this is going to sound really dumb, but putting your brain into playing this game is actually very similar to having your brain functioning to skate. And it's
buddy. Okay.
Let me tell you, because as someone that used to skate for a long time and stopped because of my delicate ankles,
Sure. Those precious things.
Really? Was that it? Was that why you stopped?
that and I'm scared of falling,
Look, that's what happens.
I don't want to break any
You gotta
bones.
get back on the board.
I haven't broke any bones, bro. I'm still
Me
good.
neither. No Broken Bones Club.
Wait,
Exactly.
what about you,
There we
Grub?
go.
I've never either.
He's
broke
broken a bone.
Collarbone by jumping from one side of the monkey bars to the other. It was really big. It was like second grade. I was.
At least it was
a mess.
glorious. At least it was a
It was
glorious
glorious.
injury.
That's right. I missed it. And I swung and fell right on it. And then it was fine. And then I went to Boy Scouts and I said, "This hurts." And the kid goes, "Oh yeah," and slams my shoulder with his fist. And I'm pretty sure the bone separated at that point because I had to run out in the hallway and cry.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
that's bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
That bone got to be
It was
inside.
collarbone. They're very easy to break, apparently.
Difficult
no.
memory.
They should patch that.
Yeah. Got fucked up somewhere. Yeah, man. Listen, I get a week off, but still.
So Session Skate Sim, depending on your stance, whether you are regular or goofy or switch skating, you will have to, at least at the normal difficulty, kick with a specific button. So if you're in regular stance, you have to kick with X and you have to time it as well. Because if you're just constantly hitting X, you're just going to be kicking and not really going anywhere. You kind of go with the flow. Perhaps there should be like a song, maybe a hip hop song that can teach you the right cadence to kick and then push. And then as you're kicking and pushing, you just coast for a while, perhaps. And then from there, you also have to control your feet with the different analog sticks. So you can like prep for an ollie by holding down right stick, and then you pop up to do the ollie. much like you would with your other foot with the left analog stick. So, God, there is to even try and ollie down a set of stairs is a whole endeavor.
Sounds hard.
And then
do you vibe with this, Jen? Just like real quick, like, is this the kind of skating game that you like?
I love it.
As a pro skater.
Awesome.
Yes. Dude,
Yeah,
I did an ollie on like the Giant Bomb skate deck that we sold just for a picture. It took me so long to do that. And as someone that has had their brain in skating and still like really enjoys the sport of skating, this is like really right up my alley. Also, if you like fighting games, I think you would like Session Skate Sim, because there's a lot of precise button input and like input with like the sticks that you got to pull off that reminds me of playing a fighting game. Someone in during a stream mentioned that to me, and it kind of like clicked in my head of like, oh, 100%, this is that.
What is skating if not a skater having a fight with the earth and gravity? Like,
exactly.
Like, that's what it is, man.
Damn, I just got knowledged. And it's really neat. Like I spent so long in the tutorial because I wasn't even doing the tutorial. I was just finding like different spots around the city of like, yo, this is a sick rail, or like this is a sick staircase. I'm gonna try and jump down this. And the part where it's a little unforgiving is that it doesn't really communicate to you sometimes why you're bailing.
Yeah, that was one of the things that frustrated me the most when I played this game in early access. I was like, tell me why though. Because like it felt like I did it right. But if that still seems like a pain point.
Yeah, and like, you know, the tutorial will have you be like, yo, do a BS pop shove it, and then not tell me how to do a BS pop shove it, or let alone what BS means versus FS. So if you have
it's bullshit and front shit.
Bullshit, exactly.
Wow, I didn't know you were so into skateboarding too. That's
Grub's a soul skater, you know, like
that's right. I'm very much a soul skater.
You seem like a longboard
I'm
dude.
on my rollerblades right now. You better watch out.
I could see Grub on a longboard actually, just
Totally.
cruising.
Absolutely.
Cruise through yes, when I lived
Just
in Uptown Westerville,
efficiently.
shout out to the old stomping grounds. I would take the longboard to Graders and get some ice cream.
Have you ever
you
seen
would.
those videos of Korean women longboarding? I can just imagine Grub doing that.
Yeah.
Those are my homies. Absolutely.
Yes, you
Jeff
and the
taught
gang.
them what they know.
But it's really cool. We're Dan and I are going to try and put a quick look together. The other really neat thing that's going to appeal to dirty skater people is there are a lot of different camera angles or camera options, but there's also a filter option to make it look like you're playing the game through the lens of a VX1000.
Wait, dude, I had a VX2. I still have a VX2000.
Man, God, someone offered one to me for like $100 a couple years ago. I should have done it.
You
Do you want mine?
no?
Do you want my 2000?
I'll buy it off of you, Bacalar.
All right.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I
used to have a fisheye lens for it too.
No,
Complete the whole skate video
you
package.
need the whole thing though. He has the whole package, Jan.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
It's got like
look, you're a
stickers
fish that
on
get to
it,
see the
too.
world that way all the time, man. Gosh.
Amazing, and all
God.
those vibrant colors as well. Yep.
Sorry, that's a home movies reference, everybody. Thank you.
Very good.
Jeez, I
What
can't.
I did.
God, the amount of different little adapters I'd have to use to make that my main camera versus just doing filters on this
Yeah, but
actual
think
camera.
about how cool it would be.
That's
It'd be
true.
so sick.
I'm
So
just
sick. That little
constantly trying
handle
to
at
be
the
cool.
top. You're going around. Oh,
it's
it's
so
fucking
good.
awesome.
Oh my God. But I really like it. If you're a fan of skate and you wanted skate to be even more challenging, then Session Skate Sim definitely up your alley. I don't know if it's completely released right now or it's still in early access. Maybe they hit 1.0.
I think it just hit 1.0.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's what this is. This is the going 1.0 because it's been
Got
in
it.
early access for a while.
Yeah. There's also an obscene amount of like different options to adjust the difficulty as well for accessibility. Like getting the grinds are really hard because you have to really line it up and get your board to situate on the proper proper stances and everything. But you can totally turn on like magnetic style grinds where you just plunk right out onto it, similar to like a
Yeah.
Tony Hawk. So
Or like in NBA 2K23, yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd talk about NBA 2K23, and there it is. Jesus Christ! Oh man, some more video games. Nikki, tell me about NBA 2K23.
I forgot I've been playing this game because it's so far off. It's you know, it's so out of pocket that you're at like a shirt store. You know?
Oh.
Like that's how out of pocket NBA 2K23 is. The second mission in the game is you walk out of your apartment, which is also your office where you live, where you have a receptionist who is not in an office, but the receptionist is in the small 8.5 foot wide area between the elevator door and a glass wall. And then your girlfriend is your agent, and then your best friend from childhood is your other agent. You have two agents for some reason.
Two roles in this game. This is crazy.
And then they introduce this one girl who doesn't like you, and then it's kind of weird and unclear why this person works with you. Anyway, the second mission of the game after you play the first game of basketball is you have to walk outside of your house and then go across the city where you can use your skateboard and do tricks, or you can use your go-kart, or you can carry a basketball around and do dribble moves as you commute. And then you go see Jake from State Farm.
Wait, actual Jake from State Farm?
Mm-hmm. Or he's there?
Yeah, he's there.
Full regalia?
Like a product placement?
Like with the brand?
Yes. He's standing in front of the State Farm store.
What? Stop it. Stop this.
He's standing in front of instead of the State Farm store, and you walk up to Jake from State Farm, and your character goes, "Yo, are you Jake from State Farm?" And then Jake from State Farm goes, "Yeah, are you MP?" And then you have a conversation about how cool you think each other are, and then Jake from State Farm is like, "Well, if you need me like a good neighbor, State Farm is there." He says it. He just says it, and then your character goes, "Ah, you said it."
Can you believe this?
We gotta do a quick look, man.
Where like the State Farm person who got this deal done was just like, you don't understand what they're gonna put in this game. You don't understand what I got away with. And you know it's insane. They are literally letting us put the entire video in the game. Like, wow, that's amazing. I almost can't believe
we gave
it.
them like the quarter of what we pay for a TV commercial, and they just let us control the game. I'm executive producer now. I've never even seen a video game before.
It's called NBA State Farm 2K3. It's called that.
Ooh, Backlar, can I expense, I don't know, a video shoot with like the AT&T lady?
Okay,
Lily AT&T
you absolutely cannot do that without me.
Okay, cool.
Who's the AT&T lady?
We can move on.
You don't know.
How do you not know Lily AT&T?
Yeah.
So I feel like I haven't seen a commercial in 30 years.
Lily AT&T wore a blue shirt, work at AT&T. When all the people who are perverts, I guess, for having broken phones.
Yep.
I don't understand this.
The best The Onion article is where Guy knows the name of that actress without anyone bringing it up, and he brings it up on his own, and then he pretends not to know it because his girlfriend's around. It's like, yeah, that's exactly that could be her name. I just thought it might be. Maybe I could be wrong.
You know who I bet the most expensive personality in that entire
cinematic universe is
in the insurance Flo. I bet you is fucking millions, dude.
No, Flo, I bet yes, absolutely, without a doubt.
Okay, but here's the thing: in Flo's established lore, she went on a date with John Hamm, but doesn't remember that she went on a date with John Hamm, which is nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, she doesn't care about John Hamm. She cares about insurance and you saving money. That's not crazy to me.
That's true.
Do you think
they should put Flo in Fortnite?
They should put Flo in Fortnite.
Oh my god, that's gonna happen.
Wait, it's almost more surprising she's not already.
Flo,
yeah, honestly,
it's a 3-pack, and it's Lily AT&T, Flo Progressive, and Jake from State Farm, and all three of your homies are rolling through. Damn.
Okay, so here's what they do. They're gonna build mode has not gone anywhere in Fortnite, right?
True.
But they're gonna revitalize it for the casual audience that jumped into Fortnite for no build mode. but then your houses are constantly getting destroyed. And who do you need when your house gets destroyed?
Yeah,
you
I
need
love
insurance.
The story tells itself, Jan. It's just like it's such an easy sell. How is this not a thing yet?
Oh,
You can
man.
ride the Limu Emu.
Oh my God.
That's a different one, right? What's the yellow
that's
insurance brand?
It's the yellow one. Yeah.
Whatever the yellow is. Well, dude, that's what it is. It's all color coded.
Yeah,
if you haven't been paying attention.
It's the yellow one.
The fourth character should be the general for the
Oh
little
my
CGI
God.
general.
Yeah.
I guess that's
would
green.
be
He's like
now
Odd
then.
Job. He's so small.
He's like Odd Job, yeah.
Dude, isn't it amazing that all the insurance companies like just carved out the primary color? You're like, no, Steve was like, red is ours. Get the fuck out of here. We're red. You know, I love it. It's smart. You gotta pick a color. I get it.
They saw the Power Rangers and was like, you know what? They had it right. They had it right.
Yep.
Let's do that. Just like Prodeus is doing a lot of things, Jeff Grubb.
It is. I started this game up because
He's flow in the game.
Big breath.
Oh.
Big breath.
So no, I was looking up like J.K. Simmons. I'm like, he's in an insurance commercial, and then Jan's like throwing to me. I'm like,
He's
oh
farmers.
shit.
Yeah, he's the
Yes,
farmers.
farmers. Yeah, but that's red as well, and State Farm's not going to let that stand. Prodeus is a really dope video game. It's one of them like boomer shooters where it's for old people. But it like looks really nice and yet really old at the same time in a really cool style where all the enemies are sprites, and as you turn around them, they're not like rotating. It's just like, oh, now you get the quarter sprite and now the 90-degree sprite and stuff like that. That's cool. And then the smoke effects are all pixelated, but then the world is vibrant and polygonal. And it meshes all those different styles together really well. And then you start shooting things, and they are just juicy and bloody. And you hit an exploding barrel, and like the most fire that has ever come out of an exploding barrel comes out of these exploding barrels. It is really like just like delivering what it says on the tin here, and I'm into it. I only played a couple of levels because I think we're gonna do a quick look where Dan pilots, so I was gonna maybe sit in with him on that and kind of see a little bit more of it that way. But I really am into this. I think it just came out. It got a demo over the summer. People really liked it. And I think so far from what I've played, it lives up to those expectations. So, yeah, if you are like looking for another thing that's going to deliver sort of like, it's going for Doom. It's definitely going for Doom more than like Quake or anything else, where even when you get to the end of the level, it does that effect where like the screen drips down. When you get to the end of the level in Doom. So it's like, okay, it knows what it's going for. And I've been pretty into it.
I have a question. I feel like I've been playing this game for a year and a half already, right? It's been in early access.
Sounds right.
I know it's like officially out now, but like, what? I was trying to wrap my head around like what this official, version 1 release is like, how it separates itself, or is it just still that same?
I think it's
sort of package.
Most of that same game, just now content complete and probably fewer bugs and things like that. But yeah, it definitely feels like I never played it in the demo or early access. So going to it now, it feels like a complete game that is going to deliver, that whole experience that you want. But beyond that, I couldn't go through and say this is different or that is different because I just didn't play it before.
Now I remember what we were upset about in the early access, Jan. Do you remember? We played it a while ago on UPF. Do you remember?
Can you look up? Is that what people are upset about?
Could definitely look up in the game.
I don't know. That's what people love about Doom, right? Like they like that you don't got to move the sticker up or down.
Oh, okay. That was a Doom joke. Sorry. Ha 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 ha. I think it was the fonts. I think we were upset about the fonts in that game.
The font work.
I don't. Yeah. What was wrong with the fonts? Because when I played it, I had no issue. I think it looked pretty good.
You had no issue. You didn't. No typeface made you mad.
Nothing stood out to me. I don't think. No.
Okay. All right, I think we're in the clear.
maybe they fixed it. Maybe that's the big change, and now it's 1.0.
Okay.
Nikki bought an Adobe font license.
That's it.
Nikki, you got to
using
prefer
something
font?
real goofy. They were using something offensive, right?
Comic Sans 2.
Oh,
Whoa!
Not that,
I would love Comic Sans 2. They should.
Yeah.
I think we should, as a society, take another stab at like the common fonts. We should like Helvetica 2, Arial 2, Comic Sans 2, just really to see like what we could get.
The sequel to Helvetica would just be too much pressure. I feel like that I feel like that one is so universally beloved in a way that you.
But then they made the Inception font, right?
Oh, that's true.
Like you think so hard.
Yeah.
You get something beautiful.
Damn, Nikki. Wow. That really just grounded me. Just like the next game that Jeff Grubb has also been playing, Grounded.
Yes, and this time I'm not looking up insurance characters. Grounded, I went to 1.0 as well this week and got a lot of reviews. People seem to really like it. I decided to check it out for my first real go. I played it a little bit before, but this time was my first real go. I did it last night, and I think I'm into it. I think I'm into the loop. I'm definitely into the concept. Little tiny people, big world. You're in the backyard. You can see the house. You can see like a big oak tree that is important. You can see these like laser beam poles that stick up out of the yard, and then you can see like a giant bird. They're just like big metal poles that shoot lasers down on this thing. It's part of a quest. And like you go like, there's a giant bird that is like looking at all the different insects, deciding what it's going to eat. I don't know if it's ever going to come to get me. I bet there probably is some fight against that bird eventually. I'm just like, it is like a lot of other survival games. So it's like, you're probably going to have to come to it if you are into this concept more than something like a Valheim or something like one of those others. It also feels pretty, I don't know, casual is maybe not the word, but just kind of chill. Like it's not too stressful until, you see the spiders and that's kind of scary. But for the most part, it's like, this is kind of relaxing. There's a lot of good ambient sounds of, crickets chirping, things like that, and leaves rustling, and kind of very minor musical cues. So it just kind of feels like a go to sleep machine, like that you would put on at night. And really the rest of the game matches those vibes for the most part. You're just looking around for water, and as long as you are getting food and water and progressing, it's like a kind of a nice little walk through the backyard. I think it's probably going to be a lot more fun with other players.
Sure.
I've been fine going through the progression. Haven't really had any big major hiccups yet, but I think it's probably going to be the kind of thing where get some other people in there, have people with competing ideas about what we should be doing next, and maybe that friction could really add to it. So I think I plan to try to check it out that way here pretty soon.
Lovely. Maybe we should get a group of folks, perhaps 4 people. Oh, you think they might eventually add like a miscellaneous random chicken nugget in the background of like,
whoa,
yo, my child dropped
those
the
in
boot.
my backyard 100%. There's a couple of those in my backyard right now. She did it, so yeah.
Before we go to break here, the final segment here, the Game of the Week, has been yet again replaced by the Gamer of the Week, Nikki Grayson.
Let's go.
Woo! There we go.
Yeah.
Nikki, like I don't think I've ever told this to Nikki at all, but Nikki is probably one of the funniest fucking people I've ever listened to and had the pleasure of reading. Nikki's super dope.
Kind. Thank you.
If you have the opportunity to hire Nikki and put them on your team, make sure you give them a plus to their title as well. I just want this synergy to continue on.
Once you get the plus, it can never be dropped.
Exactly.
I can't give it
It's yours
back.
forever.
What would you do if you had like a plus in front and a plus at the end of the title?
Ooh. That would be incredible.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Vegeta,
Plus
Weed Lord
president.
69 in between the pluses.
Yeah.
Like, what then?
Oh, you know what? I messed up here. Let's do this.
Jesus, Shan.
There we go. Gamer plus of the
Thank
week.
you so much for the respect.
There it is. Now it's official.
Treating it with the respect it deserves. I guess I could just pay Microsoft another $20 to change my gamer tag to put the plus at the end of it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be synonymous with like the plus in like virtually any and everything, you know? Like when I go to a soup place and they're like, yo, we got spicy soup, but we also have spicy plus. I'm like, oh, Nikki went here?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I mean,
Make it Nikki style. That's what you say. And they're like, oh, yeah, plus style. We got you.
He had this? He had this soup?
Man, this is in nowhere, South Carolina. Where was Nikki doing here?
What?
But Nikki, I don't mean to put you on the spot again here, but like, do you wanna stay in games media? Perhaps
I don't
move
know.
on.
Listen, I would not be against moving. I know I want to stay in games, you know, but I don't think it's cool that I just got laid off on a Thursday with no warning. So any
Sure.
part of the industry that where I can stay in the business and then not get laid off on Thursday for no reason with no warning, would be sick.
That would be sick.
Slide in my DMs. I'm on Twitter at Godsewa, Godsewa. Yeah.
There we go. And for one more announcement again before we go to break, if you missed the top of the show, I just want to take this opportunity again to announce again that next week, the Great Giant Bombathon live happening in person. That's right. We've somehow convinced everyone to get on a plane. We're going to go see each other. I can't wait to see and find out yet again that I am the shortest member of the staff.
The stature goes well beyond the actual physical height, though, Jan.
There we go.
I don't even know like how tall Grub is. Like I don't even know.
If you had to guess, do you want to see me stand up real quick?
4'11".
Close.
4 is that you're taking the under? I feel like. Are you
How is this?
6
What is
feet
this
tall?
supposed to
Are you
do?
He's 6 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall.
What does this
6 feet tall?
mean?
I'm
If
exactly
I just
6 feet
stand
tall.
up, it'll look the same.
No, there's something about it.
Try to help you out. I'm
There's
exactly
something
6
about
feet
it.
tall. Yes. Yep.
See, Jan, it helped.
Yep.
There's something. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, that's
Very good.
partially why I'm going to wear my heavy boots, just so I'm going to pull a George Costanza and just look a
I'm
little
gonna be
taller.
barefoot the whole time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I scheduled a haircut. I'm going to look real fresh and everything. There we
Very
go.
nice.
What if we just dye? No, we're not going to dye my hair on a stream. I don't trust my coworkers
No,
to dye my
Jan,
hair.
No.
No,
Sweep it.
We
no.
are gonna probably do stuff like have some challenges. Maybe try to like watch a movie. Maybe play some bad games that some people suggested. There's some things we got planned. So
Yes.
show up, and it's going to be participatory. You all are going to be involved in making it happen. So I would show up early and stick with us all throughout that day because this is going to keep going. It's going to be a real good time. So again, all that stuff's happening on Twitch, twitch.tv/giantbomb. If you're not following us there, follow us, and then hit that. Is it the bell on Twitch as well? Hit the bell, I guess, and it'll tell you when we're
there
going
a bell?
live.
Just ring
it's
any
a
bell.
boot and a bone and a ball.
Circle, yeah, ball.
Those are the four nations that
Right.
and everything was living
and
in
the wings
harmony.
of an angel, right?
Yes, yes. Wednesday, October 4th of next week, we're going to be starting the stream. Fingers crossed that it could continue to be a stream.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
That's right. Maybe I should have Dan send the email to finalize the confirmation for that, and then everything will be fine.
Sprinkle a little of that Dan juice on there. Absolutely.
It's just Dan juice.
Well, this is
makes
Dan
Time
me-
and a
zest.
place, but this is the right one.
Oh
Yes.
God,
Yeah.
Dan essence of Dan.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sense of Dan. Holy.
Oh boy. All right. Well, folks, we'll be back right after a short little break with some video game news. Breaking news, everyone. This is I'm glad that this could actually potentially bring us together as the world had to play the news music soon. Grub, I know you normally handle the news here, but
No,
I
please. I understand.
you brought this to my attention. Enola Holmes 2, everyone.
It's happening.
Enola
It's
is
been out for a
back.
few days, but we are just learning about it now. Is all that matters.
Exactly. News takes a while to travel. I'm glad we didn't have any game news BS to get in the way, so we could finally find the cream has risen to the top here, much like Macho Man Randy Savage would say. Enola Holmes, she's back, everyone. There we go.
I'll watch Enola Holmes too. I'll do that. Give me some more Enola.
Exactly. You're always saying that. You're always saying
Yes.
that, and I'm glad that they have finally listened, and they're giving you, Jeff Grubb, Enola Holmes 2.
Now, you might be confused. I definitely say that, but I also say give me more linoleum, and they sound a lot alike. So
Yeah.
it sounds like I'm saying it more frequently than I actually am.
Like the flooring?
Like
you
the
want more-
tiles.
I'm big
flooring?
linoleum boy over here. Love linoleum.
Yeah? You have like your grandparents' apartment in the 60s? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm redoing my house. I'm ripping up all this wood. That horse
Who
shit.
needs
We're
wood?
going all linoleum.
Everyone rip up your hardwood floors and put down a very upsetting pattern of linoleum.
Yes, it's going to add tens of dollars to the value of your home. Trust me.
Increase
Okay,
the
but what-
value of your home.
Can I put anything on top of this linoleum when I'm done with it, though? Instead of just
Absolutely
tearing it
not.
up?
Rugs and then your bare butt. That's it.
Ah,
That's
okay.
Oh,
All right.
linoleum is just
Linoleum, the sexiest of floorings, absolutely.
Totally. Hey, is your flooring roll out like a rug? Do you want that? Do you want laminated paper as your fucking floor? Well, guess
How do you
what?
say it?
Oh my
Yeah,
God. That seems so
Sounds pretty good.
convenient, right? Like you could just rip that off also whenever, or just put more linoleum over the linoleum.
Yeah. And if your ceilings are too far away, you put enough layers down, then you can access higher stuff.
Plus, it creates a fun little mystery for like future generations when they excavate your home and like, why are there so many layers here? Like what? Like look, we can look through the history of this home.
What were they hiding?
The house
Yeah.
was 30 years old. There's 60 layers of linoleum here.
It's just these post-it notes. Enola Holmes too. Just all caps. What's going on? Oh man.
All right, if you can't tell, there wasn't a lot of video game news happening, so we're gonna go through what did happen. Oh, thank you, kiddo. It was kind of a little. Yeah, wait, once
News?
again, dropping off.
Did you get
Is
news
that your
delivered?
Amazon delivery person? Is that?
Yes, it
what
was.
that?
Yeah. Right, and right, that's just a normal sized human. So compared to them, how tall am I? I'm like 12 feet tall. All right,
How
I'm not
tall
gonna
are your
open my mail right now.
children?
Your children are giants.
Normal, that was a child. I was an Amazon delivery person. Silent Hill, the short message has been raided in South Korea. What do we do about this, everybody? What do you want us to do with this information? This comes from Sal Romano at Gamatsu. The Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea has rated the game called Silent Hill, the short message. Platforms were not specified, but the rating it got is the kind of rating console games normally get.
Do you hear
What's
that,
happening
everyone?
here?
Do you? I think I hear something coming from like the Illinois area. I think Jessica O'Brien is just yelling at the top of her lungs, just upset. Yeah, I can hear that. Can y'all?
Yeah.
You can hear something.
A little bit. What is? So
Is
the
this
short
news?
message is a subtitle that's never been heard before, right? Is that the thing?
Correct. I think that's right.
Okay.
Listen, I'm no Silent Hill expert, and I wish I knew some. That this has not been used before. What does that make y'all think this game might be?
It's a
an
roguelike.
AR game. Yeah.
Good guesses. A lot of people think it's going to be a mobile game where you send messages, and then some people think this is going to be a new kind of PT, a new playable teaser for the Silent Hill universe to lead into some sort of, a teaser demo to lead back into a slew of new Silent Hill games. Does that sound possible? Because I'm leaning that way. Well, okay, I'm leaning that way.
You're leaning towards this being like a spiritual successor to PT or what PT did.
Well, not spiritual successor as much as a incompetent sort of retreading in order to capitalize on what PT did. That's where I'm thinking, but it's definitely going to try to do that, I think. Well, if it is, I don't know.
But in the same vein as like, oh, this is just like a 90-minute little romp. And we're gonna generate and cultivate excitement for a new roadmap of Silent Hill games.
Yes, I think so. And then we have all those rumors for the other Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober. I think everyone's very thrilled about that. Annapurna working on apparently like a series of smaller games. Could be Annapurna, could be another studio, but definitely someone in Hollywood doing some stuff with the series.
Like a tiny hill.
Silent Hill 5.
Tiny hill? Yeah.
Yeah, just a tiny little Silent Hill. A little tiny hill.
Oh,
And then
look at
Silent
this
Hill
cute
5
little-
also coming from some developer that Konami's working with. We don't know exactly who, though.
So like unlike other people that work here, I don't care about anyone making a Silent Hill and I'm just like, let's keep getting Silent Hill. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good.
Right.
It could happen. There's
been a lot of bad Silent Hill, and no one has ever had any problems with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, how we make up for that or how we like turn things around, but as long as it's fun, I'm down for whatever. Like, let's do a good game, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's getting together being like, we gotta keep this shitty. We gotta keep this real bad, so nobody wants it.
Just
Ready?
like
Break.
the inventors of linoleum. They had all the purest of intentions to make flooring easier for everyone at home.
They meant well.
Yeah.
The ease of wallpaper, but now under your feet.
They couldn't call it floor paper, so they went like, let's go with the scientific terminology. Linoleum? People won't be able to handle that. I don't know. Silent Hill, something's happening with Silent Hill. All I've heard that I've been able to 100% confirm is a Silent Hill game is real and it's coming. That's all. Everything else has been sort of like shaky rumors, like that don't seem to necessarily be for sure. But this idea that Bloober team is working on Silent Hill 2 remake keeps coming up. I do think that this short message being the first thing and it's rated, ready to go, means Konami pops up, announces something, and says you could play this now, and here are some other things you're going to be able to play soon. When do they do that, though? Because they've not done it. They didn't do it like at a PlayStation showcase. They didn't do it at anything else. Tokyo Game Show, yes. So when do they do it?
I was going to ask if Nikki, go ahead,
Halloween.
please.
What if it's around Halloween? Because it's spooky.
Oh,
That's a good thought.
You know?
It's as good a thought as any, right? I think that's very possible. I think that's probably right. Something probably will happen in October. It feels like if this game is getting rated now, these ratings usually come 4 to 6 weeks before something happens. So, yeah.
This I can't get out of my head the mental image of Pyramid Head texting James Sunderland, just lol K as like the short message.
yeah. Or like, this is actually pretty heavy. It's uncomfortable, you know.
I would like that sexting. That would really work in Silent Hill, I think.
I've seen folks say like that they are anticipating a gacha style game. I don't know, how would you turn Silent Hill into a gacha game?
Well, shinier Pyramid Head.
Yeah, 5-star Pyramid Head. Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah, once you got that though, there's like 2 or 3 things people want, and then listen, I don't understand Silent Hill. I'm not gonna pretend to know what a gacha game could look like. That doesn't mean Konami would not try, though. Let's be clear, everybody. They could very well try to make that happen.
Sexy nurses. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
That's a Fortnite skin right there.
Skin for Silent Hill. Exactly.
Whoa.
There we go. And
I'd
it's
play a Silent
it's
Hill.
just actually her skin.
Whoa, spooky.
Okay.
And she
Very
looks like
twist.
that. She looks like
Spooky
the face
twist.
lady from Doctor Who.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, just all stretched out. Oh,
Yeah.
I hated that character. Okay.
Netflix is starting an internal game studio in Helsinki, Finland. This is led by former Zynga Helsinki general manager Marco Lastica. Here's quotes. This is another step in our vision to build a world-class game studio that will bring a variety of delightful and deeply engaging original games with no ads and no in-app purchases to our hundreds of millions of members around the world, Netflix's game boss Amir Rahimi said. It's still early days, and we have much work to do to deliver great games experiences on Netflix. Creating a game can take years, so I'm proud to see how we're steadily building the foundation of our game studios in our first year, and look forward to sharing what we produce in the coming years. Netflix obviously continues to expand what they're doing in games, probably because they need to figure out some other way to keep people around, because people don't like spending $20 a month on Netflix now. So
Enola Holmes.
And
Enola
open
Holmes
world Enola Holmes.
You know, they got me, baby. They got me. But everyone else is like fleeing the scene of the Netflix crime. And so games are going to keep you around, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
They've actually had a couple decent ones,
I
right?
like Point P.
Sure.
Point P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like Point P. Now, but you can play through Point P and beat it, and then what's next is kind of a big issue here, right? If you really want to have what's the mech strategy game?
Into the Breach.
Into the Breach. If you really want to have that on your mobile device, you have to have Netflix. Like, there's no way to go buy that game right now. So maybe they're thinking along those lines, and something could happen there. Really, they're right, though. If you are going to be a player in the video game publishing space, the video game platform space, you need internal first-party studios making games. So good luck. That's a tough business to get into from scratch. Like, you can make some pretty decent games, but you're going to try to make anything that is approaching AAA. That's going to be a bumpy road that probably leads to a lot of headaches and some probably bad games before you put out anything that's any good. So good luck to Netflix.
They should just not put out the first 5. Just keep them
exactly.
inside.
Yeah,
Make 5 games.
Yeah.
Just cancel them the day before they're supposed to come out, and then don't tell anybody. And then when the 6th one is ready, put that one out.
Netflix strike you as the kind of company that just sits on content, doesn't just fire it out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God.
A lot of restraint over
man.
there.
Yeah.
Atlus is suing fans who. Oh, hang on, someone's yelling at me real quick.
That's
I'll be
Atlus.
back.
Atlus.
Suing. What?
That's very good. Are you suing somebody? I love it. All right, hang on. I'll finish my show and I'll see you some more in a little bit. All right. Atlus is suing fans who resurrected its long-closed Shin Megami Tensei MMO. As spotted by Twitter user Marsh, the lawsuit was first filed in December 2021, but has recently progressed to the point where defendants behind the unofficial fan servers have been summoned to appear in court. Imagine Online was an MMO for PC set in a post-apocalyptic Tokyo, which had players exploring locations and completing quests in the hunt for loot. The game was first released in 2007 in Japan, followed by releases in North America and Europe in 2008 and 2009. On May 24, 2016, 9 years after it launched, Atlus made the decision to shut it down. Now fans trying to bring it back, and Atlus is like, no, we are suing you. There was some report about the server where this is all happening, saying they had no idea that for a very long time that they were being sued and summoned to court. And so now they're like scrambling to do something about that. They shut down the Discord server. I have a hard time seeing what the point of all this is. Like,
yeah, like how many people could possibly have been playing this?
Yeah. Fan servers are so, it takes so much work to get into there. Only the people who really super duper care about this thing are going to go through all that work to actually do it. And really, do you want to be punishing those people and preventing them from engaging in your brand in any way? Really, you probably just want to be like mostly looking the other way. But a lot of times these decisions get made by lawyers who say, if we don't do this, we're going to face some consequence, some imaginary consequence down the road, and so we have to sue. But I just can't imagine it being worth the effort to try to stop this.
The thing they're afraid of, right, is like if we don't sue, then if like Activision tomorrow is like, we're putting all of the Persona guys in Call of Duty, then we also won't sue then. It's just
it's about
we'll lose our grounding.
Right? I mean,
we'll lose our grounding like on the trademark terms because that's like trademark is the one that you have to defend in court in order to make sure that you have that standing. Copyright, very strong. Not that's not an issue, but there's the trademarks that you could lose those if you don't use it, you could lose it. Still though, it's a wild thing to be like, this is going to be the thing that courts point to. Some fans doing some really esoteric, weird internet stuff to play a game that was once available.
They had the audacity to Imagine Online, and now they're being punished for it.
Exactly.
It is their fault.
Cruel.
It's the fans' fault, is what it really is. How dare they?
Is. Absolutely. E3 is indeed coming back. We got some dates and details.
Whoa,
here we go, everybody.
Whoa. You don't get to decide this. You don't get to make this true, Grub.
Well, I'm not going to take responsibility for the things that the ESA have done. Well, what do you want me to do here? Like, this. They sent me a press release. I gotta read the press releases, Bacalar. It's my job.
I gotta report the news. It's what I
gotta
do.
Report the news.
Okay.
What do you want me to do about this? They are bringing it back. It died last year. They have done the necromancy required, mostly involving bringing in the necromancers at ReedPop to reanimate these bones. And on June 13th through June 16th, at the Los Angeles Convention Center, we will get 4 business days where we can do sweet gamer business. Then after, I believe it's after that, there will be the gamer days from June 15th till June 16th.
Oh, that's
actually it's those last 2 days. The last 2 days of those. The gamer days will begin where people can go to one hall to do business, and it will be quiet and respectful, according to this press release and some of the details we got.
And then the other hall, library.
It's gonna be a library. You're gonna be able to make all your business deals. Steve Ballmer will be there, and he'll be like quiet as a mouse. Then the other hall will be the gamer days, and it's gonna be pandemonium, blood, screaming, sex. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be messed up. It's gonna be immoral, and frankly, I'm looking forward to it. They also threatened to bring back Kensha Hall. That's the real shit right there. Although they also say that's gonna be a business zone. So I need to see what business zone Kensha Hall looks like.
Be a business
that's where the
zone.
true business freaks go.
I can't wait to see the GameStop managers roll up to there. Kensha Hall, just as a gang, even.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. What do you guys think about business days versus gamer days? These are things that are happening on the show floor. They also say that there will be things happening outside of the purview, outside the overseeing of the ESA, and they say they are going to welcome and acknowledge those things instead of excluding them. They even said, like, this is not best for business, but it's the thing that makes the most sense for E3 overall and making sure that it's as relevant as possible. So a lot of stuff will probably continue happening outside of LACC. So I mean, this setup, does this sound like something that could still work in 2022?
Yeah, I mean, Summer Game Fest this year worked, and it happened, and I really enjoyed going to it and seeing a bunch of people, and then, you know, accompanying Tam and Lucy as they had their big person video game journalist appointments while I pointed a camera at them and smiling politely. I could see that happening again. I just don't know if, I don't know, has the ESA, have they burned too many bridges, or is the name recognition of E3 still too strong? Is the brand still too strong?
The brand is very strong. The brand's very strong. And at the same time, they've already done the thing where it's like, it's not us anymore. We recognize that we are incompetent at running this thing. It's ReedPop now. So you go talk to ReedPop. And it's like, okay, there's actually adults that pick up the phone when we call now. And that's kind of all I think anyone was really asking for. Is that I think that's all Jeff Keighley ever wanted, was that when he was trying to plan this with them, that an adult would have been on the other side saying, yeah, we can figure this out. And that never really happened. The ESA was a mess on that stuff. I don't know, maybe I missed it, but whenever E3 has like done announcements along these lines for the last couple of years, Jeff Keighley's been right there saying, and then Summer Game Fest is going to eat its lunch and kick it in the nards. I don't know if that happened this time. So I'm wondering if part of this is bringing Summer Game Fest back under the wing of E3, or partnering, or maybe even bringing E3 under Jeff Keighley's wing. I don't know. But I guess the bigger question is Nintendo, Microsoft, PlayStation. I don't think PlayStation comes back, but Nintendo and Microsoft probably could, but they have not said they're going to so far. What do you guys think? I mean, if those big conferences sort of escape the orbit of E3, does E3 still matter then?
No,
Really,
I just feel like, I think if they don't come back, then I think it kind of is gutless. Like they're like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of being there? I'm hoping that from a coverage perspective, the thing that happened once E3 died this year was it actually just turned into, you have 3 days of notice before you have to ramp your entire staff up to like get ready to do E3-esque coverage. And if the solution to that this time is, okay, we fucked up real bad, it's all in the same week and a half again. Even if that's the only change, I feel like it will be better for almost everybody.
Yeah,
I agree.
I could 100% get behind that, because God, the year where everything went remote, and then just all of these different I was gonna say festivals, different streams and showcases of games just popping up. Nikki, just like you said, like 2-3 days of notice. Freaking State of Play, that happened, like they announced that and it came out the next day. It was like, sure, we gotta change around our whole schedule now. That I would 100% welcome back.
The whole thing relies on stuff being there. It doesn't work if this is just like a fan zone, right? It doesn't work. Like, you need, like, everyone needs a reason to fly and to get there. And, you know, that reason at Summer Games Fest was to play, you know, a dozen or so games that were not out yet, that no one had hands on yet. And like, that's it. The only reason, I mean, to me, the value of going out there just for like, I don't know, eyeballs and in some other way that you have to like shoehorn in coverage, and it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't from a, you know, like, why are we going?
So I think that's they're trying to answer that. Chris String over at GamesIndustry.biz is directly involved in the planning of this stuff, and he's trying to make it sound like you will be able to make connections here that are spontaneous and important, and actually enable you to do cool things inside of video games, because we are going to have good reasons for all these business people to show up. And so that side of E3 will still be vibrant, I suppose. And I think for our purposes, that's what we need, is the people showing up, so that when we go to E3 and put on like a nightly show, if that's something we want to do, there's people to pull in there and talk to and make cool content with. And so I think that still can make some sense. But in terms of fans showing up, I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to how these developers are feeling about creating vertical slices for an E3 that might not be as important for the kind of thing that a vertical slice is. And everything I'm hearing is creating a vertical slice these days is so much more work, so much more disruptive, causes so many more problems, is directly responsible for delays. But many studios, many publishers don't want to do many of those anymore. So the best you might get is going to a theater and watching a hands-off demo, or in a lot of cases, probably just going in a theater and watching a trailer that you could watch online just as easily.
Exactly, and that's my point,
So, yeah.
right? Like the entire like economy of that show are those moments,
Broken.
right?
Yeah.
And if that's gone, you really lose the main attachment, right?
Yeah.
And
But
if
I mean-
it's so detrimental to the entire development process, like we know exists, right? It's like, what are we doing? It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Even making a trailer is apparently that
Yeah.
these days. So it's
If they add panels like PAX, though,
right.
I'm trying to figure out what the justification is to pay money as a human being to go to this show.
Oh.
Because if you're saying that it's really hard to make a demo, so basically people don't want to make the demo, and making a trailer when you don't need to is also really difficult.
Yes.
Why? What am I, a person who will not be working? What am I paying for? And I guess that's the question that they still have not answered.
Yes. Now, again, to speak that, but Chris Drink says, we know we need to have awesome things for people to do who are flying here and paying money. They don't go into too many of those details, but he does identify that they know that is a major issue. They're like, we've done in the past couple of years when we had gamers and the public in there. That doesn't count. That wasn't good enough. So, I mean, they're aware that it's an issue. I just, we'll see what they come up with as an answer. I bet it will be better that year when they're like, hey, let's do Q-tainment. When you're waiting in line to see a game, some Q-tainment will come by and keep you entertained in the queue. And it's like, well, let me get the hell out of here. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. So
they should make the power go out every year, like it did in 2019.
The power go out? Yes, that would. I would like that. Yeah, that was wild.
I would like that.
I would like that. It was man, something interesting happens. It's a good way to punctuate E3. I'm gonna remember this one.
Is there a likelihood that E3 happens on one week, and then the following week or before that, Summer Games Fest happens, and then we wind up having to be in Los Angeles for 2 weeks to maybe a month?
Stop it.
Sounds great.
What? No. What? No.
I like LA.
That's good. It's a good town. You're right.
I'm gonna need to. I have to find a new couch. Then
What?
We got rid of the old couch because there was no room.
Okay, well, that's the least of our problems being in LA for 2 weeks to a month. What do you?
Oh God.
God.
And then we gotta get a coffee table. Wow, man. Oh man. Can we just stay in the same? I don't. Oh God.
No.
This is just giving me anxiety thinking about
Process.
how to run a live show out of a. Oh God.
Do you need Ethernet?
Please.
You guys have Ethernet?
Please give me Ethernet. Not a phone line. I just need Ethernet to the internet. Please. Please.
There's a payphone down there.
I got a few other stories that we should probably just hit, but they're we talked about these on Game this morning, some smaller ones. Electronic Arts has revealed the name of its upcoming Koei Tecmo collaboration, Wild Hearts. It's a hunting game.
Is that allowed?
Wild Hearts,
call
that's
the
like a
game
name of
Wild
something
Hearts?
else, right?
Yeah, Sayonara Wild Hearts is already a game.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes. So this is just they need to put a different word in front of there, I think, to fully complete it. So it's Konichiwa Wild Hearts, because
There it
this
is,
one comes
perfect.
from Japan. A hunting game similar to Monster Hunter. Apparently it's coming out very soon because it's part of that EA schedule that they put out as part of their earnings release over the summer. Where they said, okay, by the end of Q4, which runs through March, we will have this partner title, and we're going to have a major IP. The major IP is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This was the partner title. So this should be out before the end of March. I'm interested to see what a non-Monster Hunter hunting game looks like from a major publisher. Like Koei Tecmo working on this with EA. That's to me, that says this needs to be a big project. And is it actually going to feel like that, and something that can compete with Monster Hunter? I honestly have no idea.
Are you just going to be hunting a big moose, like a really big normal moose?
I hope so. Yeah.
This dog looks very sick though in the image that they tweeted out.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a
sick puppy.
There's a laser in the eyes. Some of the veins are on the outside of the skin and not in the inside. The teeth are really out and big. I don't think the dog is okay.
Yeah, it looks mangy. Mangy, definitely.
Mangy, good word.
I don't know what it means.
No one knows what it means, but it works.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
This is out tomorrow?
Exactly. I don't think no. There's a trailer tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So yes, so they showed. They said the name. They showed this image of a mangy, sick-looking puppy, and then they said there's going to be a trailer later this week. That's tomorrow, and then the game's actually coming out in the first calendar quarter of next year. So we'll see it at that point. At least so far, they haven't delayed it. I guess we'll see. And then other couple stories here. PS5 upgrade should help with supply issues. We talked about how there was that revision, that third revision of the PS5 that was using less power. Well, obviously the reason for that is they were using a more power efficient chip. That's now been confirmed. It's a 6-nanometer process instead of the 7-nanometer process. That means they could put more chips on each wafer that comes out of the fabricator.
Yummy.
Which means they'll be able to get more chips and more systems on a chip each time that they pay for one of those things, which means they should be able to ideally make more PS5s. Obviously, some other things are in, getting copper or whatever. That could still be an issue for the cooling assembly. But really, it was always the system on a chip that was the biggest issue. So going forward, starting now, it should be a lot more likely that they are going to be able to get a ton more PS5s out onto the market. This also lowers the price that it cost them to produce a PS5, which is why it makes so much sense that they've raised the price of the PS5 around the world.
Margins, baby.
They are getting those profit margins. Absolutely. They are baking those things in going forward.
It's probably cheaper to power too, right? It's less power, right?
Yeah, it's using less energy. So, yes, it's going to use less energy per month for users. So it's not going to be too much. It's going to be like 15%. So it's saving you 15% on your electricity. Yeah, electricity budget. That's not nothing. Absolutely. Especially you keep those things plugged in all the time and on power mode or whatever. So yeah, if you watch a lot of Netflix on it, yeah, you're definitely right. That'll be useful. And then let's see. Finally, Disney wants a new Star Wars game every 6 months. Basically, 2 games a year. What? One smaller game, one bigger game. This has been part of an initiative that's been going on for a long time, where they have been taking a ton of meetings and they've been having a lot of discussions about licensing for about a year now, nonstop. That's the word I heard. I hadn't heard it put it in terms like this, where it's like 2 games per year. That comes from Tom Henderson over his new site, Insider Gaming. But that lines up with exactly what I've heard. Basically, they want to go back to a golden era of Star Wars games where there was a lot coming out. Not all of them were great, but there was a lot coming out. And so everyone could probably find something that they at least like somewhat. As a Star Wars fan, that sounds good to me. I kind of like, yeah, put out a bunch of trash. I bet some of that trash I'm going to like.
Yeah.
I'm going to like some of that trash.
That's my motto. That's what they say when I show up in a room. He's going to like some of this trash. I'm like, yes, sir.
Does Disney know how long it takes to make video games?
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're working with Quantic Dream, who's probably not going to be able to make that one Disney or Star Wars game for like 8 years. So they probably have some idea.
Oh boy, right. That's still a thing they're doing, huh? They're still going through with that.
I mean, it's an alleged thing that's allegedly still happening. We'll see if it ever actually does happen.
You know what?
Good for them.
I'm doubting them, and I'm a little bit hesitant. But then earlier today, Grub and I did a quick look again for Disney Dreamlight Valley. That game's completely fine. It's okay. People are way too caked up in that game. Grub, I didn't show you this, but after you went away and then we went down real quick, I switched the models over to the more masculine ones, and they are also caked up.
I bet they are. I listen, no doubt in my mind that they were. Of course they are.
Gosh,
that game knows where bread is buttered on the butt cheeks specifically.
Thick thighs save lives, as I've always said.
Oh boy, that does it for the news, though. It's kind of really got quiet today. Not much else happening in video games. People taking a little bit of the week off, it seems like, which is completely fair. I do expect things. You know what? I haven't thought about what I'm going to do about Game Mess Morning next week. Backlard, do we have an idea? Since I'm going to be traveling a little bit. You know
Just
what?
don't do it.
I was under the impression that you were a singular human being and
Right.
could not be in many places at once, so I assumed
Exactly.
we were
All
not
right.
going to do it.
We're probably not going to do it on the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. So
Get
maybe
the
Friday,
kids
we'll
to
see.
spin up the computer. You know, they'll run
Yeah,
it.
totally. All right. Yes, never mind. I'm going to figure it out. Put these kids to work finally.
We
All
planned
right,
this trip. We planned this trip in to line up with there being a impossibly slow news week.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
we did this on
I'll
purpose.
call around and make sure everyone knows not to put out any news.
Everyone just shut up for 7 days and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Is that so
Yes.
hard? All right, Jan, back to you, man.
Nikki, will you be able to join us for emails, or you got a gas break dip?
I gotta dip because I've got some calls that I
Okay.
need to make.
Some
Okay.
affairs.
But have fun in the email zone.
Well, Nikki, I
So
want to
much.
take this opportunity again to thank you for popping on to the Giant Bombcast. It warmed my heart. If everyone could give Nikki put a plus in the chat. Put a plus in the chat
Thank
for
you.
Nikki.
Plus in the chat.
Pluses. Here we go.
There we go. Let me see some pluses. You could spell
forgot
them
I did
out.
plus.
Just put them there. Oh, there they go. Look at them go.
Thank you.
All right, folks. I finally got access again to the Bombcast email address. So let's go see what is in
figured it
that
out.
dirty hole of cave of just spam. That sounds delicious, though. I'd go into a cave full
A
of
dirty
spam.
hole
Dirty
filled
cave
with
hole.
spam does sound delicious. I'm yes
You're
anding
really
you right now.
painting an
Yeah.
appetizing picture, if I must
Just
say.
cans of spam. Oh man, I'd have the time of my life. We'll see you soon after this break. That's right, folks. This ukulele or ukulele quartet has been minimized to a trio here. Backlor are gonna have to do double duties and play two ukuleles, like the double neck guitar thing, but it's not nearly as like up tempo. It's just still a very still very soft.
Okay, how big is a ukulele? It's not very big,
Not very.
right?
Like
No, not very.
a big loaf
Babies.
of bread
If you
Oh.
imagined a mini guitar, it's that size exactly.
with two less strings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Okay.
man, I don't. So I learned this from ukuleleunderground.com, the people that wish me happy birthday every year. I learned how to play. What's that one song? The one song that was da 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 da. You want to? The System of a Down
yeah.
song. Chop Suey.
Yeah.
I
Chop
learned how to
Suey,
play
yes,
Chop
thank you.
Suey on the ukulele, and I've never felt cooler and not cool at the same time.
The way it was originally intended. You got it.
Yes.
Now we need that in Trombone Champ immediately, though.
Oh my God! Give me Ukulele Hero, please. Someone, John Drake. I know that you work at Disney now, but make this happen,
Yeah.
please.
Make
Please.
it
Make a
so.
Moana themed.
Oh yeah, make a Moana thing. Give me Lilo and Stitch playing a ukulele.
Yeah.
Oh God! But something I've been able to get back into now. Oh, maybe I'll bring my ukulele to the great. Oh, okay. Emails.
Okay.
Emails. Maybe I'll start bringing my ukulele to every Bombcast, and then I will just play the segment music live.
I mean, works
Yeah.
for Mike Minotti with his tin whistle, so yeah.
He's got a tin whistle?
Oh, does he have a tin whistle? All right. Yes, he does.
Pretty
Can
sick.
I expense a
Pretty sick.
slide whistle?
I think that's fair. For this show?
Now you've crossed the line. Now you've crossed the line.
Wait, Grub can get a Pelican case, but I can't get a slide whistle?
We're gonna get two cases. I'm on the fence with the singular. Dude, it's less an expense and more of a burden, is it not?
It's just,
Can't expense a
The
burden.
emotional toll that a slide whistle will take on us all.
Oh, boy.
It's unknown. It's untold.
You're thinking about putting a slide whistle in the grasp, in the range of Dan Reichert? Do you know what life will be like?
oh man, think about it though, because he'll have to reach over and then do it. So then we'll expect when it's coming or not.
Yeah.
You know, just like this first email comes from Hans in Sweden. Hey, Bombinos. So I get that everyone is really sad that we didn't get the Kojima Del Toro Silent Hill. But I would argue that PT on its own is pretty much as perfect of a Silent Hill game as you can get. It's unknowable, mysterious, really weird and disturbing piece of art. And I think that is only amplified by the fact that you can't even play it anymore without hopping through some serious hoops. I can't see how the Kojima game would be able to capture that, but I would of course love to see him try. Interested to hear what Jess has to say. Oh, and fuck Konami. See ya, Hans from Sweden.
I mean, Hans is wrong. I mean, the perfect storm of shit happened to PT that its legacy is arguably, I don't know. I mean, like, it definitely deserves a lot of that legacy for sure. It's an exceptional experience, in my opinion. But its legacy perhaps might eclipse / overshadow the actual game itself. So I think
it looms large. Absolutely.
Totally. And for all the right reasons and in the best way possible. So I agree. That little morsel, that little thing contained in that unit is like a perfect gift that we probably could not recreate, even if you wanted to.
I'm right there with you. I think that game would have came out, it would have been like a 7 out of 10, and would have left a lot of people disappointed, and it would have been a lot of people going like, I remember PT a little bit, but not like it is now, where it's like, you remember PT? Man, that is so like, you can't even play it anymore. Like, you're right, that looms so much larger, and this is almost the preferred outcome, because now PT is encased in that sort of memory carbonite, and as we go forward, they could do other Silent Hill stuff, and PT is untouched now. You kind of can't do anything to PT's legacy at this point.
Exactly. I mean, how many fucking lists did you want to read of how Silent Hills failed to captivate in the way that PT did? Okay, you don't want to read any of that shit, and that's what it would have been for like 6 months after that game came out. So we got it. We're good.
Oh gosh, there's going to be so many lists after the slew of Silent Hill games from whoever comes out. I'm dreading that more so than the actual games.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, Joe from New York. From what we've seen of Fire Emblem Engage, summoning characters from old Fire Emblem games is going to be a major game mechanic. For me, like many others, Fire Emblem 3 Heroes was my first Fire Emblem game. So I'd really like to know, who the fuck is Marth? And why should I care about him? Why should I care about any of these old Fire Emblem characters that I have no attachment to and could honestly not care any less about? The game does have a male version of Byleth in it from Three Houses, but since I played as female Byleth, I don't even have that. Who is this game for? Because it certainly isn't me. I hope these new characters introduced in the game are good and aren't outshone by the old nostalgia characters. Joe from New York.
Is the issue here that they do want a whole new cast of characters, or that they want more Three Houses stuff? Because that was probably never going to happen. They always move on from their cast to a whole new story with a whole new cast of characters. So
yeah,
but yeah, clearly this one they are bringing back some of those old ones through this. However that system works, I think that while they are bringing back old heroes into combat or whatever, the new story is probably still going to mostly focus on the new characters. This series has usually had pretty good writing on that front.
Yeah.
They're not going to give that up to just be like, oh, here's like an all-star cast of all your favorites. Because Nintendo knows, and Intelligent Systems knows, and Bandai, I think it's Bandai Namco that helps work on these games, knows that, you probably don't know who Marth is. You probably don't know Roy and all that stuff. You might know them from Smash Brothers, but that's it. So they know they need to lean more on the newer characters, and they probably will.
Yeah, I think folks now are probably more aware with Marth and Roy from Smash than they are from their
100%,
actual
yes.
the games they're actually from, and they just know them like, oh yeah, this one of the Sword Boys.
More people know Samus from Smash Brothers than from Metroid, so definitely they know Marth and Roy Moy from that. So
you're probably right. There's probably a subset of the gaming audience that might actually only know Snake, Solid Snake, from
that's
Smash.
Also true. Yes.
Dang.
Definitely.
Oh boy. I don't know. I think I'm in the same boat as Joe from New York. I've played previous Fire Emblem games, but I really, really clicked with Three Houses, and maybe that's just because there was actual voice acting happening, and characters that were really well written. But I honestly, if you were looking for more Three Houses stuff, maybe check out Three Hopes. The story I wound up clicking with and liking as well. And then the auto battle feature, so you don't actually have to play the game. you can just listen and party with your house that you really like.
Yeah, just spend some time with your waifus and your husbandos. That's all you need.
Oh, is that the version? Husbandos?
Husbandos, baby.
Oh
man,
boy.
this is fun.
I love it. I love it.
Who's your three houses husbando?
What's his name? It's not Floyd. Floyd isn't his name. What is his name? God, the main dude from the Deer House.
Oh, sure. Yes. The very handsome boy. Yes.
Oh man.
People are mad at how I'm saying husbando, but I'm gonna keep saying it that way.
No. That's phonetically how it is. Husbando.
Yep. Claude. There you go.
Claude. There we go. Claude. Gosh. Okay. Kat writes in, "Hey gang. First off, I want to thank Jess for being the push to finally get into sumo wrestling after consuming info about it for years, but never consuming it directly. I'm loving it and hope you're enjoying the Grand Sumo as much as I am right now. I was wondering, what are some of y'all's niche hobbies that don't really come up on the podcast or in your work very often you might want a chance to talk about? Giant Bomb forever. Love, Kat."
Not gonna do it.
No?
You're
You're not going to cannibalize another hobby for content?
There's just so many. Like, it's getting. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to stay in our lane a little bit, I guess. I have no idea.
Sometimes just swerve. You know, like you got to have another shelf of stuff, Bacalar, that we haven't seen, that you haven't talked about.
I mean, I told you I got back into Marvel cards a little bit.
Oh yeah, you did good on that.
But that's all I'm gonna say.
Was that because the little one got into Pokemon cards, or is that something that's okay?
So it was a defensive move.
Yeah, it was almost like my body naturally formed a hard outer shell and was like, no,
shiny Wolverines.
Yeah, like I need some precious metal gem Wolverine in response to your rainbow Pokemon. Dad
needs his fix.
he got into it. He's super into it. And then we went somewhere and I saw a card and I was like, what's that? And it just was a slippery slope. I got back in a weird way because I found a really good card and that sucked me into this whole trading scene and whatever. We're not going to get into it that much, but yes, that is the latest thing that's sort of had a mini takeover of my weekends.
Yeah, my hobbies kind of become content in general, and my kids are still a bit younger, so it's a lot of times it's focused on like doing stuff with them, making sure they're all right. So it's been a lot of weekends of traveling to go do stuff. I guess that kind of maybe is where I would put this. Is actually going finding fun little things to do. We went to a big candy shop one weekend. We went to the zoo. We went to
how magical! Your kids are very lucky.
Yeah, it's been good. I'm trying to nice. After being inside for the pandemic for so long, it's we got to catch up on making memories because they're a lot of years are just going to go by where I was inside for a day and that was how many years? It's yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry. But I think honestly, to boil that down, I just like driving. I like driving. I like driving my minivan. Got a minivan I was real happy with right before the pandemic happened. It's been fun just kind of hopping in that thing. I'm slowly merging that hobby with what I guess I would call it a hobby of driving with my other hobbies. I got a Raspberry Pi that I have had sitting around for a very long time, and now I'm fully considering figuring out a way to plug that into the aux cable that can plug into the DVD player / the TV system in the van.
Oh,
so
cool.
that I can have all my games and movies and music ready to go. I'm just trying to figure out the interface of me driving because it's not going to hook up and I'll be able to control it from the entertainment device thing here. So it's do I
separate?
Yeah, do I set up some sort of voice command thing where I can just be driving? So I had maybe a Hey Google and try that or something. I'm not sure.
What would hear the Hey Google?
I could probably put I could probably install a small Google device in there. I would just have to have the van have its own internet the entire time as another thing. So it's
that's the thing, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, but you could have a hotspot on your phone. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I still have the Amazon Fire phone that I got for review when that was their first device, and that still has an internet connection that I've never paid for. It still works.
Oh,
so maybe I could
the best.
Whoa.
Install that. The fan Jeff Bezos just paying for internet.
Yep.
So I might try that still, make that work. So there's some combination of stuff that I want to do there. But then, of course, I'm like, well, that could be content too. Like, I'm trying to like build out my van's entertainment device. So
yeah. You know what? I'm with you where you're like content mind first, but you know what?
Yeah,
enjoy your fucking self, dude.
Yeah.
Like, do your project. Right. You know, like it took. I did a Raspberry Pi thing where I had to control my 3D printer in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called like Octopi or something like that. And like that was a day-long project, and it was awesome. And I finally got it to work, and I can now like look downstairs with a camera there and like see how the things are printing and all that shit. It's fun as hell, but like. It would have been a huge pain in the ass to make content out of that. So I say enjoy this project. I want to see the end result. I just want you to share with me how you got it going.
I'll try to get there and get it going, and I'll share that at least.
Hell yeah.
Other hobbies. The weird thing is, I really like. We've definitely talked about this on air. I really like cameras a lot. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, Backlar. I kind of want to finally pull the trigger and buy a new one, and I don't need it. The thing is, and it's tied.
Yeah, but think of all the things you could create if you do spend the money on it.
Exactly, that's the other thing. So,
are you talking about the VX 1000?
No. I don't. I definitely do not need that.
What are you getting?
I'm thinking here about perhaps finally making the switch, because I've always for cameras I've always had like Fujifilm. Like I have an X100V that I use as a webcam now. And Panasonic. I've always been in the Panasonic sphere. I'm thinking about getting a Sony FX3 Bacalar.
Ooh.
Oh, I have that.
Oh God, it looks so gorgeous.
That's what this camera is.
The FX3?
Mm-hmm.
It looks great.
My God, it's a really lovely looking camera. I love the screws on it and everywhere. Oh man.
The A7S III though is basically the same camera. It might be cheaper.
I thought it was the other way around.
That the FX3 is cheaper?
I think so.
Okay.
Because perhaps, but the price of Sony lenses is insane, man. For a prime,
especially their G Masters, yeah.
And the thing is, I try and talk to the rational person in the relationship, my partner, and I'm like, hey, I shouldn't get this, right? Please tell me to not get this. And she has constantly been up my butt that I make videos for work, and I used to do like a lot of like fancier Instagram stories and videos before I joined Giant Bomb for like friends and stuff. Well, I had a lot of friends that danced and everything, so I would shoot dance videos with them. And she was like, "What about me, dog? Why don't you want to capture our memories?" And I'm like, you know what?
Hey,
she's 100% right here.
Yeah,
got a point. She's got a point.
Like,
let's do this.
So
go buy it now.
So she's all for it. But that's the thing, though, is like, I spend all day making videos at work. Do I really want to spend more time after work making more videos? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
It's what you like. Like, look, I say, like, do what you love, right? I mean, that's awesome.
Which is buy cameras.
Buy cameras, number one. Buy incredibly expensive lenses. I mean, they hold their value pretty well, so there's always that part of it too. Don't forget, but I feel like the FX3 came out about a year ago, right? Maybe give or take.
Yeah.
Something's got to be in the hopper. Like, I know they just came out with the A7 IV.
Yes. Barberjan has that.
Barberjan has that. He's liking that.
He's digging it. He's digging it.
I gotta imagine they're gonna release a successor to the A7S III and the FX3 at some point.
This is why we need to start doing quick looks for cameras, so Sony can just send them in.
Dude. I'm there, but
just send it, just please,
we'll make content out of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on top of that, yo, La Marzocco, I'm looking at you. Send your boy an espresso machine, and I'll review it.
Hell yeah,
please.
Who better qualified?
Exactly. I'll run a little coffee cart outside of my own home. Coffee crew. That's right. We're gonna get the runs. We're gonna use the bathroom very regularly.
I'm looking forward to our Brooklyn coffee situation.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I already have.
It's a diuretic, baby. How many bathrooms do we have in our situation?
We have the one in the suite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one.
That's gonna be interesting.
But everyone's got rooms.
We should just like put Dan's name over that. Is what I'm thinking.
Oh, dude, to be clear, Sweet Bathroom is tour bus rules. Only number ones. Okay.
Only number ones. Okay, cool.
Only number ones.
Do not let it mellow though. Flush it.
No, yes.
No, what?
No, flush it.
No one.
It's not our water
We don't live
bill.
on a farm. Come on, this is well water. Like, let's go.
Last email, and then we'll get to some questions from the Giant Bomb chat here. Hey, Bombers. The other week, Grub called poker a turn-based strategy game. Is baseball a JRPG? There's turn-based combat. You assemble a crew to travel the land, and your party levels up during random encounters, training days. What other non-video games would fit into video game genres? Love you all. Tom from Pittsburgh.
I need to toot my own horn because I called, when I first started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I called it a turn-based cartoon. Because there's that's just, but then I learned like that's what anime is, like always. It's just people like taking turns doing things. I like the baseball analogy though. I think there's not another sport that perfectly encapsulates that genre for sure.
Yeah, maybe basketball is like a MOBA because it's like teams of 5 going against each other, you know? And like
there's lanes.
There's lanes, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got a zone, you got to work the jungle and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Chess is just
the other ones. Yeah.
Is
also
like a
turn-based strategy. Yeah. Tactics game, I guess, I suppose.
Oh, tiles. Oh shit. Maybe I should get back into chess. All right. Now let's get to a couple questions from the Giant Bomb audience. If you're watching live, you still have a chance to ask a question. Use the Ask a Question feature up top, on top of the chat page. Jam and Salmons asks, what's the first game I should put on my Steam Deck?
Ooh. If you've not played Elden Ring, I would put Elden Ring on there. I had a really good time playing that. And then Tinykin is very good.
Yes.
And then I don't know, but I mean, Vampire Survivors is honestly probably the one you're going to play the most. So just do it.
I played Hades so much on.
That's good. That's good.
Thing. What the fuck else? There was one.
Tony Hawk 1+2. Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Should install that right now.
Yeah, Grove's literally looking.
I'm like looking for. I'm like, where is it?
And I mean, there's like a million games that you could find different methods to install onto your Steam Deck as well, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's so easy.
It's
the first thing to install is EmuDeck. Yeah, you do EmuDeck.
Yeah.
And
it's super simple.
If you're not computer literate at all, don't even worry because it is super easy. Like am in that. I'm in that camp as well. But it is like, I have virtually every Game Boy Advance game now on the Steam Deck.
Yep,
that was one thing.
It looks great on there.
Yeah,
I was talking about with a buddy of mine since the the first sort of days of that on the internet. Like tutorials gotten a little better. Like all that stuff.
Oh my gosh,
everything's become a little easier. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to like unzip a bunch of stuff that you're not sure about, and you're just like,
Right.
well, I hope Notepad can understand this fucking file. I don't know what.
Right.
This
No,
is.
it's just Linux is just like, you press a button and like we are gonna do everything for you. I'm
Yeah,
like, whoa,
it's pretty
okay,
good.
This is a good operating system. What the hell?
Kyle Degradable asks, should there be a now that's what I call shooting game that is a clone of Metal Hellsinger but with 90s music? I would love that.
Yeah,
So
that'd be sick.
Metal-
or like
Metal
90s
Hellsinger
dance
j-
music. Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Hellsinger just went on Twitter and said they're doing like different music packs. They just announced the jazz pack. I don't know what that could possibly sound like. I don't think it's a joke either, right? Like,
No,
it seems like a real thing. So yeah, maybe they're gonna do it. Maybe they'll do. I would like the Total Request Live pack. All the music that was played on Total Request Live on MTV from like 2000 to 2006, whatever it was, and just a lot of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and whatever. That's what I need.
Oh, in a heartbeat. Please sign me up. Jeez.
I just listened to the jazz thing a little bit. It's not like it's obviously not slow jazz. It's sort of like got a
Like-
much quicker time signature jazz. Like it's cool. It looks awesome.
Okay, that sounds awesome. That sounds very neat.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Just a baby's handful more of questions. Let's see. Do you think Nintendo would or should bring back Spot Pass, but on the Switch or Switch 2?
What was that? That was
Yes.
like local,
Like when you pass by someone, right? Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think it was called something else as well besides Spot Pass.
Yeah.
What did it do though? Why was it important? They would like you would
Street
just
Pass.
see someone's
Street Pass.
knee?
Thank you, Wishful Star.
You would see someone's character or some shit.
Yeah, there'd be a parade of characters that you pass by at like McDonald's, or if you went to PAX, you'd be like, "Oh, I just passed Reggie, and now I have his
Right.
me in my plaza or whatever." And then like you could play games like by collecting the Street Pass characters, and then they could like join your crew on an RPG quest with other me's and stuff like that. It was just like it was a really good social experiment, and I don't know, people did it for years. I loved it, so I was really into it.
It also, if you like have a commute and you take public transportation, it was really cool seeing who you run into. Okay, let's see. Last question here comes from Bones or Bonez, perhaps. With the first in-person meetup happening soon, wave, handshake, fist bump, or hug?
Good question.
Now,
real quick, I went to the Chicagoland area this past weekend, and I went to Galloping Ghost Arcade, where I recorded a travel log with Jess, who did immediately hug me, and I went in for the hug as well. So we chose hug.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I think my stance on this is we're going in person. It's already like there's already some risks inherent to that. I think it's kind of like at a certain point, my idea is like, what's the difference between sitting next to someone and actually hugging them? Obviously, I bet there is like a mathematical difference. Human touch
I don't know
is
if
super
you're sharing
important.
a room with them. You're sharing a room with them for 12 hours. I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting right next to someone for 12 hours. It's like kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. So human touch is really important to me. I think it's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I don't want to just like see you there. Like, I think I might want to be going for a hug. That said, if anyone says they're uncomfortable with it, I'm ready. I'll do the foot kick or the elbow or the wave from a distance or a politeful bow. I'll do whatever it takes.
Bacalar, your stance on this?
Well, we all know what I used to do is not okay anymore. A kiss on the cheek.
A little kiss on the cheek. A little mwah, mwah.
You know, like the European one, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck, I don't. Yeah, I'm a hugger. I really am.
I think I am too.
I can also see like I do appreciate the person who does like the real early reach out for the fist bump where you're like,
Sure, yeah.
I could tell from a mile away this person's a fist bump person. You know, where like they're just like they're not even out of their car and they're just already got it locked and loaded and they're like, all right, okay, that's how we'll be touching. Yeah. So, but I'm a hugger first for sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
not for you two, just so we're clear. Like,
Yeah,
whoa.
I'll give an extra hug to Jan then.
As long as no one like puts the one arm around me type of hug like that, I just feel disrespectful. It's like, you know, you go for the 2-arm hug and then they just go the one arm.
They're not taking
Well,
their
are
hand
they
off the phone
holding
on the other one.
something?
It's still
Are
in the
they-
pocket.
No,
They-
not
they-
they're
holding.
not holding
No.
like a drink. Okay. All right. Then yeah,
No.
it's unacceptable.
Yes. Someone had asked, what about kissing? No, that's only with Matthew Rory. And then I'm just gonna keep that to my private time.
I'm gonna get in there I'm gonna have the fist like this, and I'm gonna get in there on the small of your back. And I'm just gonna go in a circle, and I'm just like, man, it's a good hug.
Ooh,
Good
I'm
strong
looking
hug.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
There
bet
you go.
Grub gives the best hugs. Look at this guy. Oh.
There's a certain thing that we do in Filipino culture, certain aunts, and this always made me feel weird, but maybe I'll just introduce this to y'all. It's like the kiss on the cheek, but you just touch cheeks with someone and then you just like inhale their air. Like,
Oh yeah, huff 'em.
you know?
Or
Yeah.
well, how many times have you done like the cheek touch, but you make the sound of a kiss
Oh, all
Sure.
the time, constantly.
all the time?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Dogs, cats,
Very good.
people, you know?
Hell yeah.
Checkout cashiers at your local Whole Foods. They find it weird all the time. All right. Well, gents, I think that just about does it for emails. What do we got going for the rest of this week? Let's pull up this schedule. An obscene amount of things.
Wow.
Wednesdays, it's just too much stuff happening on Wednesdays that we have to like extend that box a little bit, you know?
Every Wednesday's like that.
Yeah.
It's when we like to work. We like to work on a Wednesday.
Like to work on a Wednesday there. Game S mornings for the rest of the week. Jeff Backlar will continue playing through Eternal Darkness. Maybe a certain someone will visit him from the depths of hell.
Cool.
Dan
I miss
Reichert?
Satan. I miss Satan. I thought about Satan all week. I can't wait.
There we go.
Me too. I'm inviting him back. He hasn't left. He's in that back room over there.
Dan continuing to play through Sonic returns to its normal Thursday spot. Sekiro Choa returns on Friday. Arcade Pit popping off tomorrow as well as Albummer. Jess is currently editing the travelogue that Grubb mentioned. Them going to Galloping Ghost. I believe.
Hey, wait, are we doing Eternal Darkness after Arcade Pet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's probably wrong on that schedule, right? Okay. All right, cool.
And I think JoJo's is going to get bumped a little bit too. It's been tough.
Right.
Hey, just tune in, giantbomb.com. We'll tell you what's happening.
There's stuff popping off.
Yes.
Stuff winds up popping off, and we don't even know. Who knows? If you missed it this morning, because it was really early for some folks, Matthew Rory sat down with one of the devs from Mr. Shifty and gabbed with them for a little bit. Talked about Mr. Shifty. Talked about Phantom Abyss, which I didn't know was the same dev, which was pretty cool.
Me neither. I think all three of us are Phantom Abyss fans, right?
Yeah, it's a good game.
I
It's a
love
good
Phantom
game.
Abyss. Yeah.
Also, it turns out that that same dev, I believe his name was Ben. I forget his last name. I apologize. Also worked on Fruit Ninja, which is wild
Oh.
to think of like that trajectory of like Fruit Ninja, Mr. Shifty, Phantom Abyss. Holy smokes. And then the biggest thing to remind folks, if you missed it at the top of the show and then before the news, the Great Giant Bombathon Live happening next week, Wednesday, October 5th. Oh, is it 5th or the 4th? What? It's the 5th.
No, we're traveling the 4th.
We're traveling the 4th. We'll be streaming from 12 noon Eastern time to God knows how long until the wheels fall off.
Mark. Yep.
Big old question mark.
Fall off.
We'll be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/giantbomb. Make sure to follow us there. We'll have some friends of the site visiting. They may or may not be local to the New York area. Perhaps other people that are not from the New York area also
I can't
heading
believe
over.
what I just heard during this break. So let me just say that is what I can't believe.
Perhaps people will jump into a pool at the hotel.
Is Satan not from the New York area?
Satan's everywhere.
New Jersey, please.
Thank you, Backlight.
The Jersey Devil.
The documentary HE Double Hockey Sticks, right? That's
right.
That's from New Jersey. I love that movie. Can I stream that anywhere?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll
Ask
figure.
Satan.
Okay, I will. I'll tune in tomorrow and ask them. All right, everybody. That just about does it for this week's episode of the Giant Bombcast. I've been your host, Jan Ochoa. He's been Jeff Grubb. He's been Jeff Backlar. Special shouts out to our guest from earlier, Nikki Grayson. And we'll catch you next week for a pre-recorded episode of the Giant Bombcast. We're going to scissor everyone in person. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
The Giant Bombcast is hosted and live produced by Jan Ochoa, with support from Jeff Grubb, Dan Reichert, Jess O'Brien, Lucy James, Tamor Hussein, Jason A. Stryker, Matthew Rory, and me, Jeff Bacalar. Our theme music is provided by Tom Monda. Our logo is designed by Dave Schopenek, and you can find him online with the handle @DaveSavedTheDay. Justin Vachon is our sweet little art boy, and thank you so much for listening. Of course, a kiss on the cheek to you at home.
Mwah.